how about a big boo font?
Adam Curry, John C. Dvorak.
It's Sunday, June 21st, 2015. Time once again for your Gitmo Nation Media Assassination, episode 732.
This is No Agenda.
Celebrating the summer solstice in the rain. Broadcasting live from FEMA Region 6 here in the capital of the Drone Star State. In the morning, everybody. I'm Adam Curry.
And from Buzzkill Hill in northern Silicon Valley, I'm John C. Dvorak.
It's Crackpot and Buzzkill in the morning. All right, fair warning. I'm grumpy. Just so you know.
Which,
fair warning.
I won't say what I was going to say.
No, please don't. Have you ever done patch panel work, John?
Patch panel?
Yes.
Patch panel.
You know what I mean, patch panel work?
Why? Yeah, I do that all the time in my stereo system downstairs.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Let's see. If I put this to here, and then if I use this and it goes into this one, and I put the HDMI cable over here.
Yeah.
And then put the other machine. No, wait. No, if I do the sound here, and then No, that won't work because the sound is not going to. No, there'll be sound coming through HDMI, but then again, there will be. Then I got the component video over here, but that'll be coming out over there.
But now that's just for your home.
Yeah.
Now imagine that, I don't know, you have the best podcast in the universe to produce, and you're trying to repatch everything. And
you have to do it virtually, though, don't you?
So yeah, of course, it's virtual,
which makes it completely ridiculous.
It's very complicated, and the later it gets, or I should say, the earlier, so around 1:30 in the morning, then you just want to take a sledgehammer to all this stuff. I'm glad you're laughing. I'm glad you think it's funny.
The funny thing is, I used to do audio over at Dishers. Which is a production studio that we did one of those public radio shows at. And he had everything. I mean, it's like these audio guys who have studios that are real studios where they bring musicians in. They buy something comes out, they buy it.
Yeah.
So they got a wall of just devices that are not really in line with anything. They're just there.
Oh yeah, well I have that, but none of this is outboard anymore.
He had a real patch panel, and I always thought this was the way to go. But it was like first you had these patch cables with the big jacks,
which you can't use them for anything else. If you confuse a patch cable and insert with an insert, then
that would be a mess.
Yeah. So what they've done, in typical UI design is, they make it look like the old patch panels, but you still have to do all the thinking in your brain. It's like, I'm going to patch this to that, and then that loops through here, and then I have to have a mix minus going back to John. It's a long way around of saying I went to the Apple store to, I was going to fix the situation, and I wound up, interestingly, with a more expensive solution, but I think it's better. Instead of
fix what? So it's just the situation that you had last time when the machine just dropped dead.
Yeah. So I was using two machines. One machine is the MacBook Air, which runs all the mixing, the processing, the recording, et cetera, et cetera. And then I was using the other one for the rundown, the show notes. And I decided instead of having two, I would incorporate it into one. And because my gear runs off of Thunderbolt. You can't, you have, if you want a good monitor, you have to get the Thunderbolt monitor with pass-through Thunderbolt. Long story short. So I actually wound up spending more money than a new Mac Mini. And I think I've got it all working, but it
sounds like it's working.
Yeah, but I did a pre-stream this morning and things were all misconfigured. And when you try to get help from a bunch of people in a chat room.
Well, why would that even be possible?
Because they caught it. They were hearing something else. They were hearing what turned out to be a doubling of the music. And once someone sent me a recording, I heard it immediately. People just saying, "I can't hear you. Your voice is too soft." Anyway, so I wound up buying the 27-inch monitor with the Thunderbolt pass-through, and so now I'm on one central processing unit. It should be okay.
A Thunderbolt pass-through.
Yeah, I know.
Just to me, so now you have a single point of failure. That should be interesting.
Ugh. So I'm at the Apple store. That's you have to drive out to. You need a passport to where this thing is located at the domain. And so okay, we finally talked to the guy. We're talking about, okay, I'm going to do this. And I said I bought a new trackpad, of course. That was another problem. Hail Apple! Sorry. Hail Apple, I should say.
You get a watch? Yes, hail, not high.
The guy who helped me was one of the few guys who did not have an Apple Watch who worked at the store.
Did you specifically point this out to him?
I did. And you know what he said?
Hail Apple.
He said, yeah, I got 3 kids. So, okay.
I got 3 kids.
And then he said, do you have any corporate discount? No. And he's trying to, I can see he's trying to help me.
Or he asked you if he had a corporate discount.
And he's trying to help me. And he says, well, are you an educator? I'm like, yeah. Yeah. And so, well, No Agenda show. He's like, oh, yeah, podcasts don't count. And they said, well, look at that. Well, you have to be an official educator. And
Hitler.
I said, well, why don't you take a look at this? And I bring up the YouTube video of Steve Jobs introducing podcasting, playing me. He was very confused. I said, I'm the Podfather. Can I get a discount? Yeah, no. Okay, thanks. Anyway.
You didn't get your discount?
No. Mm-hmm. No. Anyway, so hopefully everything should be much better than the previous episode from my end. But of course, I didn't get a lot of sleep, and then I woke up, and then there was a software bug in the Freedom Controller. I couldn't save offline copies, which Dave Jones, I got him out of bed, and he did fix it, but I couldn't do everything I wanted to do. So that's all right. So I'm just a little grumpy. We'll move on.
You're just grumpy. This is Tech Grump.
It's grumpyradio.com. That's what it is. Hold on a second.
From this gear.
John, let's pray. Let's just pray, okay?
Okay.
Let's pray. You ready?
No, yeah.
Time has come. May science give us the courage to do what we must.
Okay, good.
What? Where'd you get that?
It's South Park.
Oh,
they had a whole thing with it like this.
Hail science!
It's fantastic. Hail science! Exactly.
I got an evergreen that works with that. Just incredible. Play it. It's an evergreen.
And I got to do a JCD evergreen bin.
And before you do that, before you actually play the Hail Science, then play that.
Okay. Hail Science, followed by that. All right.
Hail science!
It's just incredible.
Is that Warren?
No, that is like Jane
Warren.
Seymour.
Oh, okay. Nice.
She's touting some crap that I couldn't. I'm turning around the dial looking for stuff, and there's Jane Seymour selling some garbage product that is just from all. I looked it up, and it turns out to be pretty much olive oil that's supposed to make your skin. And skin does feel better with you soak it in olive oil. And well, we can play this if you want, because this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen on television, and everybody, and they have an audience. And this is
what is
the clip will be called Crepe Erase. But let me set it up. They've got this audience, and during this demo, as you play this clip, you'll hear it. This woman is lecturing Jane Seymour on the greatness of this product, and the audience is all women, and they're all jaws all dropped.
They can't believe what they're seeing.
They can't believe this, and you got to listen to this. It's unbelievable.
Well, plump and volume are great ways to describe exactly what Crepe Erase does. Let me show you a quick demonstration of exactly what I mean on these slices of dough. Yeah, like your skin, dough is susceptible to drying and cracking and losing moisture. So what I have...
Dough is just like your skin. They're doing it on dough to say it has the same properties as your skin. This is great.
In front of me are 2 slices of dough. One has been treated with Crepe Erase for 4 days, and the other hasn't been treated at all. Now take a look at this. When I touch the dough that hasn't been treated with Crepe Erase, it's actually dry and crumbly. You can see it's flaking.
Crumbly,
and when I go to pull it apart, there are deep crevices, very similar to crevices you might find in aging skin. There's no snapback. There's no bounce. And in fact, there's absolutely no elasticity. Now take a look at this. This is the dough that has been treated with Crepe Erase for 4 days.
Now, is this Jane Seymour? This isn't Jane Seymour talking.
No, this is one of the other stooges. And she's lecturing. Jane's sitting there.
I'm looking at her. Jane is 63, according to the Crepe Erase website.
Yes, and she's never had any work done.
No, none whatsoever.
No
Photoshop, no nothing. Yeah.
As you can see, and I can feel, it's incredibly moist.
Oh, it's crepey skin.
Yeah.
So crepey, crepey skin. Over time, your skin becomes thinner, loses. I'm going to play the clip in a minute. Loses elasticity. I have that. This results in dry, crinkly, cruddy, crusty, crappy ass shit bag looking crepe paper like skin. It says it right here on the website. That is difficult to treat until now. Nice.
It's supple, and in fact, it's elastic. It has that bounce, that snapback, like youthful skin has.
It's dough.
This is exactly what happens to your skin when you use Crepe Erase. Crepe Erase reconditions your skin so that it's tighter and firmer, and it's plumper, and it feels like it has more volume. It looks like younger skin.
Mm-hmm. It's just incredible. Look at the difference between the dough that wasn't treated with Crepe Erase versus the dough that was treated with Crepe Erase. The difference couldn't be more obvious, and that is why we're all experiencing results that are absolutely mind-boggling.
The secret to Crepe Erase is our exclusive True Firm complex.
I want to hear it.
As skin matures, the netting that keeps skin young and elastic
This is fabulous.
weakens, making skin look dry, wrinkly, and crepey. True Firm's triple
It's
complex.
just incredible.
Oh my God! Science is amazing!
Now, the joke of this is, to me, is you take any piece of dough and you leave it out for 4 days. It turns into a gob of, a cookie.
Yeah.
So it falls apart. The other one, they coat it hourly or whoever knows how long with olive oil, which seals it. And so, now it's a piece of dough, and you can pull it and you can push it. It feels soft.
I love
a ludicrous
I love that you're totally into it. And you watch this whole program, this whole show?
No, I just watched about 10 minutes of it. Once I got my jaw shut.
I'm going to try this Crepe Erase.
It's just go buy some. You got olive oil in the cabinet. Dump it on.
The secret is True Firm.
Olive oil and shea butter.
Oh! Since you mentioned that, we've been following this. So this is just olive oil, is what you're saying, pretty much.
Well, if you look it up, there's a couple of debunking websites, and they have all the ingredients in there. It doesn't sound like anything special.
We've been following this New World Order eugenics program, population control, known as dryer sheets. And it's true. I figured it out. Dryer sheets is a New World Order population control program trying to kill you with horrible chemicals. And so there is a product that can replace the dryer sheets. And it's did we talk about this? It's a XL Premium 100% wool dryer balls.
I bought two of these balls.
Have you received them yet? My balls haven't come yet.
I got them from Etsy. I think there's probably a run on these things.
I think you're right. And they're sold out. The No Agenda Show.
So what they've done is they take these balls, and you can make them yourself, and there's a number of how-to sites that show you how to make these dryer balls, and they're just wool.
Dryer balls.
Wool balls, and they bounce around.
Dryer balls.
It's crazy.
Dryer balls.
They bounce around inside the dryer.
Have you tried it? Have you tried it?
No, I didn't get mine yet.
Okay. All right, cool.
I'm definitely trying them, though.
Yeah, well, this is all because of you, John. You've saved me from the New World Order population control, and many people brought. I tweeted this, and everyone's buying the dryer balls.
I had a guy send me a testimonial about the dryer balls. He goes on and on about how great they are. Oh. Says, no one would ever use these sheets of whatever.
Sheets of death.
Sheets of death.
And I've been telling people, if they look at me like I'm crazy, that's why I decided to say, just add on to it. Oh, it's a New World Order population control program. You didn't know about this? They're trying to kill you. Look up the chemicals. Who's behind it? Rothschilds. Oh, speaking of which. So whenever I walk, I went to, of course, I go to my spin class, went to ride on Friday. And so it's not too far from the condo. I walk around, down 2nd Street. And very often that's where you have Planned Parenthood rousters. What do we call them? They're trying to get you to sign. What?
What's a rouster?
They're hustlers, rousters. They're trying to get you.
The guy's a pitchman. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're trying,
they're trying to get you in to watch a strip show.
It's almost like Scientology. Come on, let's do a little, see if you can get you clear. But, I'm always trying to see what their pitch is and then trying to confuse them with a response. This is something I enjoy doing very, very much when people are peddling something on the street, but I just really don't want to be bothered. And so they have the red shirts on, Planned Parenthood. And what have I said in the past? It's like, no, thank you. I hate children. I've tried that one. They thought that was
always
pretty
something
funny.
like that.
That was a good one.
Along those lines.
But they have a new tactic, and my instantaneous Tourette's reflexes kicked into gear, and I want you to consider doing this if you are trying if Planned Parenthood hustlers are trying to get you on the street. So their new tactic is, as you're walking up, they'll say, "Hi, how you doing?" Which is, and it's hard to be just a dick and go, someone's saying hi.
You can manage it.
So what you do is you say, "Oh, hi." But then here's the new thing they're doing. Then they stick out their hand and say, "Hi, my name's so-and-so." And I think it's probably effective because you have a response when someone sticks out their hand to shake your hand and says their name. If you have any decency in you, your hand kind of comes up automatically. You go, "Oh, yeah." So, but here's what happened when I did it. So I stick out my hand. There's a reflex, and I'm going towards this woman's hand, and then I go, "Psych!" and I pulled it away and kept walking. And it had completely just out of the blue. And they were looking at me like, what is the what? So
Psych.
Psych! It worked. So this is a recommendation.
Yeah, that is better than my idea, which would be to take both your hands, pull them back, and hold them around shoulder height in a palm forward manner, like you're scared to death.
No, I think mine is better because you can just keep walking. You don't have to stop.
Psych.
You put your hand out there, psych.
Well, you could also spit in your palm and shake your hands. I guess that'd be funny.
You could do that. Anyway, that was my idea.
Yeah, I think it's a good one.
Hey, today, although not by official, or this month, not by official presidential proclamation, but apparently, and this is a callback to something your daughter's BFF said, it is hexagonal awareness month.
What?
Mm-hmm. Now, it is not by presidential proclamation, but apparently there is a movement, and they're hoping for more popularity in the future, but Hexagonal Awareness Month.
Why would it be popular in the first place?
Well, I have to say, I've been seeing a few people. We should probably put together a website. Is there a website with hexagons?
Ooh. Well, while you're talking, I'll find out.
Hexagon sightings or something of that like. Let me. I'm also going to put this crepe erase into the show notes. People will definitely need to get in on that item. We only have 5,000 of these left. You really want to get in on this item because this is really good. Jane, what do you think? Well, it's been. My skin was all crappy. Look at my skin. I'm all good.
She should be ashamed of herself, by the way.
Yeah, well, it's hard if you don't get work anymore. It's not like the money just keeps flowing in.
She should have invested it wisely. Wasn't it as though she didn't make $100 million? Let's see. Hexagon is Everywhere by Marie-Claude Brousseau. High-tech hexagons, TV tropes. What's with the hexagons? This is a website name. MFN Hexagons Everywhere. A Pinterest site.
MFN.
Oh, this is interesting. Some Pinterest person has pinned hexagons all over the place. Oh, yeah.
That's kind of the idea that I wanted. Not Pinterest site, but
yeah. This person's so into it. They've got. Well, I guess they do have a few. Yeah, they're seeing them everywhere. Hey,
let's start with some Euroland news today, and of the financial ilk. Because I got some more notes from the former New York banker. And
you want to do some backup stuff with play the Greece?
Well, I was going to start in Ukraine with a quickie from Yatsenyuk, who is the prime minister of Ukraine. And mind you, we're still waiting for a possible regime change. Poroshenko, the chocolate king, we've got, this is underreported, but there's protests going on. And we also have Noodleman and it's Victoria.
Is she there?
She's in and out all the time. Yeah, she's meeting with people and talking. Well, he's not doing a great job. Oh well, performance review not so fantastic.
Going to be in his record. his file.
Yeah, so even though we touched on this, I thought it was nice to get this little clip from Yatsenyuk to say pretty much that they need a lot of money, much more than the IMF can give them. And the main reason is the money the IMF has given them and is going to now give them on top because they can't make repayments or make their payments is only going to creditors, which is indeed, as you point out, directly to Russia.
You are well aware that the government launched a 4-year EFF program with the IMF. Together with the IMF, we expect to get up to $25 billion in the forthcoming 4 years, but the gap is much bigger. As you are well aware, this money goes directly to our creditors.
Oops. But they need much more than the $25 billion? Okay. This is... People, you should move out of there if you can. It's going to be very, very bad. And then Greece. Now, I received not one, but 2 emails unsolicited from my former New York banker friend here in Austin. And the first one was, watch what happens when $2 billion leaves in one day. And he points to...
That's Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Points to Monday. And then, well, I'll play this little bit first. This is President Tusk. He's the Polish... now, he's the successor to Herman van Rompuy in the EU. And Tusk comes out and he's calling for a summit on Monday regarding Greece. We'll listen to him, and then I'll give you the opinion of the banker.
The situation of Greece is getting critical. The current economic assistance program to Greece runs out in 11 days. 4 months of negotiations have not led to the necessary compromise. The Eurogroup meeting yesterday did not manage to break the deadlock. The game of chicken needs to end, and so does the blame game, because this is not a game and there is no time for any games. It is reality with real possible consequences, first and foremost for the Greek people. This is why I have decided to convene a Euro summit on Greece on Monday evening. The purpose of the summit is to make sure...
I think if it's Monday evening, they'll be to celebrate that they brought Greece down. They'll be drinking.
That we all understand each other's positions and the consequences of our decisions. Mm-hmm. We need to get rid of any illusions that there will be a magic solution at the leaders' level. The summit will not be the final step. There will be no detailed technical negotiations. That remains the job of the finance ministers.
Technical.
We are close to the point where the Greek government will have to choose between accepting what I believe is a good offer of continued support or to head towards default. At the end of the day, this is and can only be a Greek decision and a Greek responsibility. Oh. There is still time.
Oops, sorry.
But only a few days. Let us use them wisely.
Okay. Let us use them wisely. It is going to, I miss Haiku Herman with a haiku. You know, a little haiku about the demise of Greece. So here's what the banker sent me. He said, I have not been predicting default until recently because all public comments on the danger of a Greek default came from Germany and France. Now, however, and by the way, the banker never emails me unprompted.
Yeah, I get that picture.
Yeah. Now, however, the Greek prime minister is warning that what a disaster it would be. The fat lady has sung. In my career, every time a government has explained there is no possibility of default, they go down, often the next weekend. So I think you're right. Monday we'll see, what could be next weekend.
Well, there was a giant economic Davos summit. They have these...
in suburbia.
They have these events in Russia for the Asian countries. Mm-hmm. It's got some name. Mm-hmm. And they had one in St. Petersburg, and the Greek head honcho Greek guy showed up there.
Yeah, that's where he made the statement, I think.
And he goes on about... now, the guy behind all this, which is that Austin, Texas Greek, the economic guy.
The cool-looking dude.
The cool-looking guy with the leather. He doesn't believe that this would happen, although he may have always believed it would happen, and he helped it along the way.
I think it was brought in to help it, yeah.
But let's play Greek default on the NewsHour. This is the NewsHour report, and they have the guy speaking, and this guy does some details.
But in the last 5 days, around the same amount has been withdrawn. People here realise, finally, that next Monday is the crunch. If there's no deal between Greece and its lenders, the country will most likely default on its debts. And after that, warns the central bank, comes a slump and possible exit from the Eurozone. Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras was in Russia today. Though Greece has remained in NATO under the left, it feels abandoned by its allies, and with a Russian pipeline deal just signed, he's keeping his diplomatic options open.
Let's be serious. The so-called Greek problem is not a Greek problem, but European. The name of the problem is not Greece, it is Eurozone, and it concerns its structure.
For Vladimir Putin, whose diplomatic aim is a divided and weakened Europe, the look of satisfaction did not need to be forced.
Greece faces a huge debt repayment at month's end, but does not have the funds.
They had a shot of Putin sitting there, trying
smiling,
to stay stone faced. No,
big shit-eating grin.
Yeah, he had to try to stay stone faced, but he just couldn't keep it off his face.
I understand. I understand. Well, there's something else going on. I can't divulge where this came from, but word on the street: Deutsche Bank is about to be Lehman. They're about to go bust. Like completely wiped out, done. Stick a fork in it. Done.
Stick a fork in it. What?
Yes, and there are bankers are all rushing to New York. And there's meetings, and I got this. Okay, I can tell you this. There's a book which I have ordered. I wanted the hard copy, and it's called the. Hold on a second. What do anthropologists do? They do
anthropology.
Yeah, no. When they analyze something, it's called a
analysis.
Yeah, no, that's not what it is. Hold on, I'll find it. I'll look at my order history. I'm so stupid. I can't remember this. Here it is. It is a Primates of Park Avenue. Had nothing to do with anthropology. Okay, Primates of Park Avenue, and this is a woman who was in. It's kind of the circle of top 100 bankers, and she went to all the parties and hung out with everybody, and. They thought she was doing an article or something or a blog or a podcast or whatever. But she writes this book and it's absolutely scathing. And it talks about what incredible a-holes these people are. They even have something called the wives bonus. And so these bankers would give their wives a bonus at the end of the year if, the kids were doing well in school and, and so this club of 100 douchebags is freaking out.
Well, let's take a look at some articles here. This is not a new situation. It goes back to at least 2012. Mm-hmm. Will Germans pick up the tab for Deutsche Bank? Mm-hmm. 2. Mm-hmm. Deutsche in here, June 15, 2013. Deutsche Bank is horribly undercapitalized. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they had to raise all that money.
April 2014.
Which the co-CEO said they wouldn't do.
The elephant in the room, Deutsche Bank, 75 trillion.
Derivatives.
Deutsche Bank goes under. Will it be Lehman? This is in 2013. Yeah. Well, this is not a new.
Correct. But
it's all over the place.
You recall that both of so even when you have co-CEOs, the company's messed up if they're two guys as the CEO.
Co-CEOs a giveaway.
Yeah, and so they both resigned.
Yeah, right. They both quit.
So
you can have it. No, I don't want it. You can have it.
June 9th, S&P lowered the Deutsche Bank's rating to BBB+.
Which is low.
That's even lower than what Lehman had when they were downgraded.
Well, Lehman was doing a better job of
covering it up,
tap dancing.
Yeah, and what they put their retail. Deutsche Bank has a huge retail banking arm, and they've put that up for sale. So if they really going to sell it, they won't be able to leverage that. And of course, what you'd want, I think they probably bet on interest rates going up and then have all that free money. And all right.
But when interest rates go down, they get the free money.
If it's retail deposits? I thought if you had retail deposits, I don't know. I'm not a banker. I'm a podcaster.
Well, it's the free money they get from the governments. It's not from the retail thing. small potatoes compared to what these guys are up to.
Right.
Well, maybe, I mean, it's possible, but I think this has been going on for a while, so it could happen at any point.
All I'm saying is...
a year from now. It could happen 2 years from now.
I'm going to say within 3 months, they go belly up.
I'm going to put this... You want it in the book?
Yes, I would like it in the book, please.
Okay.
You know, there are people here, I think I can trust their opinions.
Belly up. Yeah, well, it's like going to the horse track. There's plenty of people there telling you.
But what hasn't happened until now is this, the club of 100 DBs, the douchebags, with their wife bonus. Probably the wives are probably convening. Oh, what are we going to do? We're not going to get our bonus. We have to unionize.
By October 1st.
We have to unionize, I tell you.
We have to unionize. The union of wives.
Yeah. So we'll be keeping our eye on that. And of course, this is... the follow-on effects, the domino effects of Greece would directly impact them. I believe, Deutsche had huge exposure.
They'd be screwed.
Amen. Fist bump.
Yeah,
now let me put my prediction out there.
All righty.
They're going to kick the can down the road on Greece on Monday. Nothing's going to happen. Deutsche Bank's going to be fine through Christmas.
And then, so you're saying same result, but after Christmas.
No, yeah, but not just right after Christmas. It's going to be a waste. They can push this off. Learn how to do the soft shoe and
the soft shoe. What does that stand for? Isn't that a dancing term? The soft shoe.
Yeah, it's the soft shoe. I'm dancing.
I have dancing shoes, and they're soft.
You have dancing shoes?
I sure do.
Are they yours?
Yes. It's for when I go to the Broken Spoke for some two-stepping.
The Broken Spoke.
Yeah, the Broken Spoke is it's famous. But you can't, unless you're an incredibly good dancer, you can't, and it's more two-stepping and stuff. It's more country. The name kind of implies that. Unless you're a good dancer, here's a tip. Here's a tip for everybody going to the Broken Spoke in Austin. Don't go, because here's what'll happen. You're kind of fooling around, but it doesn't matter how well your partner, let's just presume she's female, it doesn't matter how well she dances. The minute you're like, okay, wow, you want a drink? There'll be like 10 guys going, hey, baby, want to dance? And these guys are good. Like twirling her around and throwing her in the air, woo! And you just look like a dick. And they're all...
Now, see, that advice, I wasn't expecting the punchline to it, but now that you say it, I said it makes nothing but sense.
Yeah.
And I think that was an excellent no-agenda tip.
An Austin tip. Do not go to the Broken Spoke with your girl unless you're a good dancer.
And you can keep it up and you can't take a break.
Yeah, and it's like a red flag, Like, oh, this guy sucks. Hey, watch me get this babe.
Huh.
Uh-huh. Okay. In the midst of all this, President Obama is still trying to put the fast track authority together. It's been voted down in multiple places. It doesn't look like he has the votes in Congress and the Senate, and a lot of Democrats voting against this. On his podcast today, he, let me see, where's his podcast? Okay, on his podcast today, he rolled out kind of his strategy. Didn't really explain it. Luckily, I have a clip of the strategy. First, let's listen to the president's podcast. As always, we start with, hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hail science!
As president, I spend most of my time focused on what we can do to grow the economy and grow new pathways of opportunity for Americans like you to get ahead. And we've made progress. More than 12 million new private sector jobs in the past 5 years. More than 16 million Americans who've gained health insurance. More jobs creating more clean energy.
And by the way, he did say that the number one thing he does is making sure we're all good, right? With jobs.
That's what he says.
Yeah. It was not about keeping us safe, but now it's about keeping us in jobs.
Right. He's got different, it depends.
Okay.
More kids graduating from high school and college than ever before. But in a relentlessly changing economy, we've still got more work to do.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second. Isn't this kind of a specious comment where he says more kids than ever before? We have more kids than ever before graduating. There's more kids graduating because there's more kids. It's got nothing to do with anything.
Well, he says we need more graduating. I don't think he said that.
No, he says we have more graduating.
Oh, really? I thought he said that we need more. I didn't think.
No. He says
hold on. Well, let me listen. Let me listen to it again. Hold on.
Graduating from high school.
Hold on.
Wow. Health insurance. More jobs creating more clean energy. More kids graduating from high school.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You could also say more people dying from old age.
Yeah, right.
And more divorces.
Exactly.
More divorces taking place. You know what the number one cause of divorce is, don't you, in America?
Split up.
Marriage.
And college than ever before. But in a relentlessly changing economy.
Relentless. I thought the economy was great. I thought it was fantastic.
It's relentlessly changing.
We've got more work to do.
More work to do.
And one of the things we should be doing, for example, is rewriting the rules of global trade to benefit American workers and American businesses.
Now, for the president to say this, he's saying, I'd like to rewrite the rules of international trade to benefit us. I mean, how can anyone in Europe be thinking, yo, that's great. Let's make it better for you. He doesn't say make it better for the world. No, for us.
Yeah, what kind of a salesman is this guy?
This is bad advertising. Yeah. And that's his only job, is to be the sales guy of the United States of Gitmo Nation.
He's the chief sales guy, chief sales executive.
Yeah, brown shoes. To go and sell it. No, it's better for us. This is a good deal for us.
To benefit American workers and American businesses.
For us. But listen, he's pissed.
I think we should write those rules before China does.
Hey, Chiners, by the way, screw you. It's all for us.
That's why I've been working with Congress to pass new 21st century trade agreements with standards that are higher and protections that are tougher than any past trade agreement.
No.
I believe it's the right thing to do for American workers and families, or I wouldn't be doing it. This is new. I believe it's great, and I should do that. If it wasn't great, I wouldn't be doing it. He's not saying facts or not giving any real business reasons other than, I don't know. Is it like, okay, we're going to rewrite the rules of international trade. We're going to screw everybody, particularly the Chinese. Hello, Chinese. And, if it wasn't a good thing, I wouldn't be doing it. Hey, I wouldn't be doing it. It's like something you say.
What kind of an argument is
But he's going to do it again.
And families, or I wouldn't be doing it. I believe it's what will give us the competitive edge in a new economy, or I would not be doing it.
What is this a new slogan?
Wow.
Vote for this.
I mean, you're borderline clip of the day again. This is interesting. This is a change of tactics. It's like he's so apparently embattled. He's so criticized, or whatever it is. It's got him so skittish that he's saying this
twice
in a row.
Borderline clip of the day.
Borderline clip of the day.
Than any past trade agreement. I believe it's the right thing to do for American workers and families, or I wouldn't be doing it.
I wouldn't be doing it. Look, we're droning people, brown people, in sand. It's the right thing to do, or I wouldn't be doing it. Don't you understand?
I believe it's what will give us the competitive edge in a new economy, or I would not be doing it.
Again. 3 times.
Now, several members of Congress disagree. That's why it's still tied up there, along with a lot of other good ideas that would create jobs. And eventually, I'm optimistic we'll get this done.
Okay. So optimistic he'll get this done. How are we going to get this done? This is Kevin Zeese, Z-E-E-S-E, and he is an anti-TPP fast-track activist. And I think I have his, let me see. I'll look up his wiki page.
Actually, how do you spell it?
I got it here. Z Echo Echo Sierra Echo. Yeah, he's actually. I think he's a weed guy, isn't he? Let me say
weed.
Yeah, I think he's a weed guy. Here, he began his advocacy career as chief counsel for the National Organization of the Reform of Marijuana Laws, NORML, and he was the executive director between '83 and '86. And did very important things like help stop the spraying of herbicides of marijuana in Mexico. I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah.
Screw that.
Yeah, no, that's our DEA.
Where's Monsanto with the Roundup Ready? Okay, so he writes for Counterpunch, USA Today. He was spokeshole for Ralph Nader's 2004 presidential campaign. Doesn't matter. he is on to how this thing is going to pass, or at least what the strategy is. It may be difficult to pass. The idea is to take this trade agreement and slip it into something else. That's how things are done.
See, that's never been done before.
All right. Do you know what it's being slipped into, though?
Probably some children's thing.
Almost.
So it's come with this 4-step process. The first step was on Thursday, where they voted to pass Trade Promotion Authority, or Fast Track, in the House. That will then go to the Senate. Senate will consider Trade Promotion Authority as a standalone bill. And then Trade Adjustment Assistance, which we won the landslide victory on, they are going to attach to an African trade bill. So they hope to be able to convince the Congressional Black Caucus and progressive Democrats that we need to help Africa, and therefore if TAA is attached to it, there's a better chance of passing. So what they're going to do is in the Senate have an amendment to that bill and include TAA in that bill. When it gets back to the House will get a chance again to vote on TAA because they voted down. So they're going to have to vote on the Africa Trade Agreement, and that's a much tougher vote. See, that's the 4 steps: 2 votes on TPA, 2 votes on TAA. If we stop one of those votes, we win. They have to win all 4 in order to get this passed.
So the African trade bill. Yeah, who's going to be against Africa?
Oh,
yeah, I think we'll get
the Africans.
I'd say be on the lookout for lots of videos of emaciated kids with pot bellies and flies sticking on their face. Yeah, that's what you do if you want to push something like that through.
Why is he want? It's the right thing to do. I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't be doing it.
I wouldn't be doing it.
Otherwise, I would not be doing it.
You think that's a defense in court? Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, it's right. It was the right thing to do at the time. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. That's what Zimmerman should have done. It was the right thing to do to kill Trayvon Martin. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it.
All right.
That's the international news for you.
That's the international. Well, we have let's stay international. I've got an Iran update to keep people apprised of what's going on with these bullcrap negotiations. And this guy, the head of the Department of Energy. Have you seen this character?
Yeah, with the funky hair.
With the hair.
I like that guy. I like him.
No, I think he's something about that hair.
What's his name?
What's his name? Ben Franklin, or he's like the guy on the oatmeal box, or he looks like George Bush's mom. I mean, he's just what is with the hair?
Let me see. What is his name? Hold on, here it is. It's I kind of like the hair.
Well, you would, because you like hair, but come on, let's be realistic about this haircut. This is an older male adult.
Well, allow me to read you a little bit. His name is Ernest J. Moniz.
Yeah, Moniz.
Moniz, I-Z, Moniz. Let's see. He's a most respected nuclear physicist.
Yeah, which makes sense that he'd be in the Department of Energy.
And he looks like nuclear energy. Maybe that's where they chose him. Let's put the crazy.
He looks nuts.
Let's put the crazy fuck in charge of nuclear.
Now, if you're gonna like that kind of hair on a man, which is like not even a modern female cut, it is an old-fashioned hairdo.
It's a do. It is indeed a do. It's kind of a comb over from really low.
Gray, and it could be a wig for all we know. What is wrong now? This is what I'm expecting. I want to see this. I want to see some gutsy guy like this. It takes a lot of nerve to do this. A lot of guts. I'll give him that.
Quaker Oats. That's what he looks like. The Quaker Oats guy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The Quaker Oats guy.
Yeah, I knew you were thinking it, but he's a Quaker Oats guy.
Well, if he had one of those dumb Puritan hats on, it would top it.
Album art on the way.
Yes, it's already bing, bing, bing.
Nick the Rat, Martin, JJ off to the races.
And how about this? Here's the album art. How about if the guy can do that? And the guy's got the ponytails. There's all these different male hairdos with long hair.
Yeah.
And
man bun.
How about a big bouffant on a guy? Straight up.
Now, when you say bouffant, are you talking about like the French
one, the one from the 60s where the hair goes straight up? Marge Simpson goes straight up, and it's all wrapped around. It's straight up.
Okay, I'm going to look at some
Casey
pictures.
Kasem's wife. That kind of hair. That's what I'm talking about. Why? Where's the guy with the guts to do that?
Well, I might consider it. I'm going to see what we have. Let me take a look.
I'll give you $100 if you do it.
I don't see. Oh, well, the bouffant is kind of. It has to be silvery white, And then isn't it with curls? This bouffant for men?
No. It doesn't have to be white either.
It's
you're blonde. It could be anything. Bouffant.
That would look good with my sash.
Bouffant hairdo.
He doesn't have enough hair to do the bouffant.
He's got. Are you kidding me? This guy's loaded with hair.
No, but he's folding it over.
Now, here's one bouffant that does look a little like what's the name of that singer, Rod Stewart.
Welcome to This Week in Bouffant.
But here's the one I'm thinking of.
That singer, Rod Stewart. What's that singer? What's that young man's name? That singer, Rod Stewart guy. That guy, Maggie Mayman. Yeah.
If it's done right, it would be a combination bouffant mullet, and you'd have something.
A bouffallet. A mouffant. There you go. Now we've got a word. A mouffant. What is that hairdo? It's a mouffant, man. It's the latest in fashion.
Mouffant.
Yeah, it's a good one. A mouffant. Are you looking up see if it exists? John's registering domain names. Mouffant. A mofo mouffant. Right. Iran.
We have the update. Let's see what's going on. The energy guy's there. They're trying to get this deal done. The clip starts off with the grand mullah telling him, you guys aren't coming over. You're not looking at nothing. And the other guy says, no, we got a deal.
That's a double negative, John. Not looking at nothing.
Not looking at nothing.
Sites or interviews with its nuclear scientists, beginning with the supreme leader.
We have said that we will not allow any inspection of military centers by any foreigners to take place. They say we should let them interview our nuclear scientists. I will not allow this.
Last Saturday, Iran's President Hassan Rouhani, who is subordinate to the supreme leader, said the negotiating process runs the risk of falling apart.
If the other side can honor the previously reached framework instead of incessantly posing new demands, I think we can achieve a deal. But if the negotiation is turned into an endless bargaining, this will be very likely to postpone the negotiation progress.
The American point man on the nuclear science involved is Energy Secretary Ernest Moniz.
It could be called the Moniz Mouffant. The guy could have a whole franchise.
He's a trained physicist who's been deeply involved in the negotiations process as it hurtles toward the June 30th deadline. I spoke with him yesterday. Secretary Moniz, thank you for joining us. So we know about this June 30th deadline that we're now building up to. Is it a real deadline?
Well, we certainly want to meet June 30th. We have lots of reasons to do so, including, of course, our subsequent interactions with the Congress, reporting to them. So we're pushing hard. We've had 6 technical meetings since Lausanne. We've had several political level meetings. Secretary Kerry and I were in Geneva a couple of weeks ago, just prior to his unfortunate bike accident. And we expect that we'll be back soon to try to finish the deal.
But what's a deal? Is it a deal to get a deal, or is it a deal to actually button this whole thing up?
Oh, no, we are aiming to complete the deal, to see to it that we and our partners, the P5+1, will have a deal where we will have confidence that Iran's program is peaceful. We will have the ability to determine quickly if it is not.
Yeah.
You notice his cadence will have confidence, and it's that same cadence that everybody in the White House milieu has.
Yeah.
They start picking it up after hanging out there for a while.
Did we have...
This is not happening. I think the other guy, the guy in the middle man over there, and the Iranian president, the guy that's not the Grand Mullah, but the second in command, he says, incessantly posing new demands. He says, what we're doing. We get a deal, and they say, well, let's add this to it. This is being queried by us.
Yes. And all he needs to say is, we wouldn't ask for this deal if it wasn't good. Because I say so. I'll ask Atomic Rod Adams, Sir Rod Adams, what he thinks of this guy. He'll let us know. He's probably a brilliant physicist. I'm
sure he's no dummy.
But usually... Scientists and negotiation doesn't go together so well.
No.
No. But interesting fellow. I'd have a beer with this guy. Or some tea. I don't know. He looks like a teetotaler. He is.
He used to drink tea.
I did.
When we did the show from London, you were a big tea drinker.
I was.
Talk about PG tips versus, Red Label versus all the British, different kinds of British teas you can get. The Irish tea, Lifeboat from, Scotland tea.
I lost my way.
You did.
Man overboard!
I lost my way.
Did.
Yeah. No, I'm back to coffee. I like it.
Well, that's Dutch. The Dutch drink coffee.
The Dutch drink tea in the morning. They drink coffee.
Well, why are you drinking coffee then?
I'm not Dutch.
I drink both.
I decided I'd like my tea bags differently.
I drink tea most of the time. And on show days, usually, except today is not the case, but on show days, I like to have a croissant and coffee.
Yes, and you drink that standing up at the croissant coffee bar.
Yeah, and downstairs croissant bar. All right, onward. So this deal's not going to happen. Deutsche Bank. Okay, this is today's show wrap. We're going to summary of today's show. Skincare products are crap.
They're crap. They're crap. They're not crap.
They're crap. Skincare
crap is crap.
Products are crap. The banks are going to collapse. Starting with Deutsche Bank's going to bring down the world economy.
I didn't say that, but yes.
No, that's what I said. I'm saying that because that's the extrapolation. If Deutsche Bank goes, everything goes.
Yeah, I agree.
And now we have nukes in the Middle East. What could be a better formula for just...
And check this out. This is... Just revisit your strategy for a moment about the nukes in the Middle East. Your not your strategy, your analysis, your prognostication of compendium.
Yes.
Well, revisit.
You may restate it.
Yes, please restate it. Yes.
Yes, I believe that what's going to happen is and of course, this was based on some clips that we had some time ago where somebody suggested this might be what's going on. We want the Iranians to ramp up and develop a nuke and set one off, just a test or even bomb something. And that will start a new arms race in the Middle East, and that will give our arms companies we'll be selling a lot more stuff to Saudi Arabia and Lebanon, and Jordan's going to have to buy a bunch of things, and probably the Israelis will grab some more stuff. We have to drop some things into the Iraqi arena, and everybody around there's all going to be buying. And then maybe if the plan goes to, everyone gets so amped up, you get some nutball, he's exchanged a nuke, goes over here, one goes over there. The whole place gets rubblized, eventually toxically poisoning. This is a long story. Toxically poisoning all the oil, making it impossible to use because it would be radioactive and couldn't be taken out of the ground, yet alone burnt in a car, turning an America that's now been refocused on renewable energies, namely solar and wind, to be in the catbird seat at the end of the day.
With gas being the underlying commodity.
And a lot of natural gas.
I'm talking about ruralization, making way for the kingdom nation. I'm talking about ruralization, making way for the... Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to ruralize!
And the following report adds to your thesis.
Saudi Arabia is reportedly planning to build up to 16 nuclear reactors under Russia's supervision. Saudi media say Russian President Vladimir Putin and Saudi Arabian Deputy Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman signed an agreement in St. Petersburg on Friday. The details of the bilateral nuclear treaty have not been made public. The kingdom has stepped up efforts to develop nuclear capabilities. Some Saudi officials have voiced concern over a possible final nuclear deal between Iran and the P5+1. They say Riyadh will go after nuclear weapons if Tehran and the P5+1 sign an agreement.
Yeah. So,
there we go. Russia's in on the game.
Oh, yeah. Rocking it in. And I believe the new WikiLeaks archive, I don't know if you had a chance to check it out.
Not late.
Oh, yeah. So they had big teases going on. I was
going to go. See, the problem is if I go there, I'm going to the new Sony stuff.
Yeah, I know. It was hard, but WikiLeaks has exposed what they call reams of secret Saudi diplomatic files.
Nice.
And this is, there's weird things like, let me see. Whenever this happens, when you have this archive, then immediately people just jump in, mainstream media primarily jump in to try and pull out the crazy crap that they can get some virality with. So people will be talking about, let me see. They had high limo bills they never paid. Okay. 60,000 documents, and CBC of Canada, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, comes up with, they didn't pay their limo bill. Bad Saudis. But there's also other things. So the Seed Man, he came up with a story. He found something that there's no death certificate for Bin Laden. All these kinds of things. So
let's bring the coroner in?
Yeah, I don't know. There's 50 or 60,000.
Somebody's not doing the paperwork correctly.
Yeah. But you know how big that limo bill was? $1.5 billion. That's a lot of limo.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of limo.
That's a lot of limo.
I don't like limos. Limos are lame. Town cars, man.
I've never liked limos.
No, they're
when I
dangerous.
travel, if I go to do something and people offer me a limo, I say no. I'll take the money and you put it toward a rental car. I like to drive around.
Yeah.
Stop, take some pictures.
Yeah, then whenever you stop, everyone's looking at you.
You stop with the limo guy, he gets all irked.
Unless there's 5 babes in bikinis rolling out.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. All right.
But yeah, that would be the exception.
Bad news. Cultural news, bad news. I might as well call this real news. Let me see. Do we have real news? Here we go.
And now, back to real news.
One of our producers sent in a picture. I guess one of his family members is in the same hospital. He had a different conclusion or a different report. But here's the mainstream report.
Tommy Chong is battling cancer for the second time. The comic and Dancing with the Stars alum reveals he's in treatment.
Wow, I can't believe that Tommy Chong has now been relegated to Dancing with the Stars. That's his claim to fame. That's sad.
Is that the way they refer? Play that again.
Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, it's sad. Where did it go? Here we go. And they're going to joke about something too. So let me tell you up front. Our producer sent in a picture. There's Tommy's in his hospital bed. He looks dead. And my producer said they don't expect him to live, for only maybe 3 or 4 days. The guy's almost dead. And this is your mainstream report. Cheech and Chong, man, like Dave's not here, like Up in Smoke. These guys are legends. No. Dancing with the Stars alum.
Tommy Chong is battling cancer for the second time. The comic and Dancing with the Stars alum reveals he's in treatment for
The comic and Dancing with the Stars alum.
Wow. Rectal cancer. Chong was previously diagnosed with prostate cancer. That was back in 2012. After revealing this latest setback, he tweeted, "The good news is I now have to use more marijuana to treat the cancer." I want to make sure I got that right. At least he hasn't lost his sense of humor there.
Good for him.
Fuck you. That's horrible.
Where was that?
I think the Today Show?
No,
hold on. I can look it up in the clips. I'll tell you where it was. Tommy Chong. Not Connie Chung, Tommy Chong. Here it is. It is from ABC. ABC, that was, I guess, Good Morning America. Yeah.
That's fair. Well, that's the celebrity. Yeah, because they do Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
So whoever it was would be like,
hey, the guy is dying. Can we use it to plug Dancing with the Stars?
Watch the Dancing with the Stars is dying.
It's horrible. And it's ass cancer, which is, man.
No, that's the worst.
Ugh. Oh, I don't know if it's the worst, but what a way to go.
It's bad.
And I feel bad. Especially at least you can smoke more weed.
I got railroaded and in prison. That's the real tragedy here. And that happened to him, and nobody bitched about it.
No. They didn't say Dancing with the Stars alum then, did they? Or maybe it wasn't on. Maybe it wasn't on then.
Well, that's while we're on the topic. Let's go to this clip. This is a very interesting situation. They're trying to legalize marijuana in Ohio, and they've got a new technique they developed, these guys, a bunch of investors.
Oh. Sorry.
Wait. I'm going to give you the setup because it's not perfectly clear, but they're going to start talking to people about it. What these guys, it's a bunch of guys.
Are these the Yale guys, the Yaleys, the brothers?
I don't know that.
Okay. All right.
But there's a bunch of a guy who owns a chain of restaurants, some ex-basketball player. It's a group of them. And they created a little fund, an investment fund that they all put money into, and they wrote the law that is going to be voted on in Ohio. And within the wording, they give themselves monopoly places to grow marijuana. Nobody else in the state of Ohio will be able to grow marijuana except these guys.
That's how it's going to get passed.
And obviously, if the citizens pass it, they're okay with it.
But if the citizens pass it, the citizens aren't going to have an opportunity to make money off it, like the investors.
Huge opportunity. Anyone can open up retail. Anyone can open up a facility that does marijuana-infused products.
But they can't grow.
Every industry is limited.
And that has at least one farmer lit up.
We take pride in the quality of...
Hey, I got a great script here. we'll put lit up. It's, get it?
We take pride in the quality of our product.
Katie Ackerman gave us a tour of her boss's sustainable aquaponics farm on the outskirts of Columbus. Ackerman says she and her boss are constantly innovating, and cannabis would be a perfect crop to try.
But the more I looked into it, the more that I realized the economic opportunity was going to be centralized and limited to a small group of people. And as a farmer, I'm seeing that it's excluding all of the farmers in Ohio, pretty much.
Ackerman says she can't possibly afford to be an investor.
These douchebags. One of them's on there, and he's bragging about it. He says, he's showing a plot of land. It's like 40 acres that is specific in the law as a place where they can grow it that he owns. And the woman says, well, so if I offered you $100 million for this property right now, he says, now it's worth $1 billion. It's like instant billionaires through legislation. This is I'd
like to know who these guys are.
Well, you could look at it. It's on the net. I mean, these guys, this is not new. There's some controversy. There's a second bill that they're trying to pass against it. But these guys have all the money, so they're going to promote it. And they talk to people on the street. Nobody knows that this is in there. They don't.
Really? Those guys sound like that?
And so, but on the one hand, where you say these guys are a bunch of douchebags, on the other hand, say, this is going to ruin the whole initiative process because this is what everyone should be doing. You want to pass something for the good of the people. You put a bunch of stuff in the bill or in the legislation as it's going to be written that benefits you.
Well, isn't that how you're supposed to run things?
Well, that's not the way you're supposed to, but I think this is a great idea.
So investors are Oscar Big O Robertson.
Yeah, Oscar Robertson.
A basketball Hall of Famer. Frosty Rucker, defensive end for the Arizona Cardinals. These must be big, huge potheads, these guys. Hey, I got an idea. Nanette Lepore, fashion designer. Rick Kirk, a real estate developer, of course. Frank Wood, CEO of Secret Communications, a radio company turned venture capital firm. Maybe he was one of those. Maybe it was the Wood brothers. Barbara Gold, philanthropist. Sir Alan Mooney, and he's a member of the Ohio Council of Churches, investor board member. William Foster, and William Cheney Pruitt, and he's a DMP Investments. John Humphrey, also of DMP Investments must be the big guys in this.
Yeah,
specialize in providing products and consultative services in the area of consumer finance. The venture guys. And Bobby George, a real estate developer. That's a great name. Hey, everybody, Bobby George here.
Bobby George.
Bobby George is going to invest in this. You know why? Because I wouldn't do it if it wasn't the right thing to do. I'm Bobby George. I'm Bobby George. Oh, good. Well, keep our eye on that. See if we can get in on that action.
Yeah, apparently you can.
And with
that's the idea.
With that, I'd like
keep guys like you out.
I'd like to thank you for your courage and say in the morning to you, John C., where the C stands for cannabis, Dvorak.
I think it's standard for cannabis once before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the morning to you, Adam Curry. In the morning, all ships at sea, boots on the ground, feet in the air, subs in the water, if there are any subs in the water at the moment, and all the dames and nights out there.
In the morning to everyone in the chat room, noagendastream.com. Thank you for helping me out with some sound issues this morning. I almost went into one of my hissy fits and exited the chat room. But they're now helpful.
No hissy fit today?
No hissy fit today. And in the morning to our artists who are always working.
Why is it called a hissy fit?
I don't know. We could look it up, I guess.
I think we better look it up. No one's ever mentioned why it's called a hissy fit.
This is why we are the best podcast in the universe. Hissy fit, chiefly a fit of temper, angry outburst.
Wait, hold on a second.
Look at the etymology. Hold on, 1934. Here we go.
Wait. Before you go in that direction, I want you to do that. But first I want to bring up this little point. Hissy it means angry outburst or tantrum. Exactly. So a hissy fit would be... Okay, well, it just seemed redundant.
Yeah, it's a fit of hissy.
Yeah. And I went to 1924?
I see 1934.
Hissy fit the adult tantrum.
He threw a hissy or had a hissy. He had a hissy.
Which would be right, because it means an angry outburst or tantrum.
Right.
The fit part, it just seems like it's not necessary.
It's a waste of energy.
Let's just have a hissy.
Yeah. We should put this on change.org and ask people to change from hissy fit to hissy.
And then the images for hissy are all kids having a fit, which doesn't make sense because the definition specifically refers to adults.
Okay. I want to thank Sarcasquatch, who brought us the artwork for episode 731. This was the Culture Vulture episode. And, some of these artists, even though it looks simplistic, I really liked the White House, which he created a new image, pretty much 8 colors. But the White House, and there's a sign across the White House as under new management, and then behind the White House is this huge tower, and with a sign saying...
Was that done by Sasquatch?
The Trump House. Yeah, I believe so. No, Sarcasquatch.
All right, Sarcastic Squatch.
Yeah, Sarcasquatch. And we appreciate all the work our artists do. Go to noagendaartgenerator.com and have a look, or submit something. And even if it's not used as album art, we use it for newsletters and, to look cool around town.
Yeah.
Hey, man, look what my people do. Let's thank some people, John.
Sometimes we get more art than other times. I always wonder why. Well, I want to thank a few people myself, and I think Adam would join in with us thanking Stephen Myers, who came in as an Instant-Night, kind of, with 999.99, and he needs a penny. There it is. Now he's in at $1,000 from Austin, Texas.
Hey.
You know this guy?
I don't think so. Stephen Myers. Well, we should. Yeah.
You should know him. He's right in Austin. And you should know everyone who lives there. Dear Crack P and Buzz K over Long Due.
Long overdue.
This is your VIG for keeping me alive during a challenging ordeal recently. I can't say it's over or I've won, but I did get some karma dough that I had to share. I do not need anything more from you guys than you've already given me, John. Your brilliance coupled with childish curiosity, as in hissy fit, curiosity astounds me and gives me hope. Can I get a penny? You just got one. Almost forgot. My June 20th is my birthday. Is he on the list?
Oh, of course I know Steve. I know exactly who this is. Yes. He's an architect.
Oh, he's Steve the Architect. Happy to be heard in both knighting and birthday segments. I'm a father too, but is he on the list for birthday?
I believe so.
I
believe so.
But I haven't been able to hit her in the mouth. P.S. This is Steve the Architect in Austin. Adam, not that company anymore.
Yeah, he was at a different company.
Much has happened since I saw you last. Would love to get together for lunch, which you're now obligated to since he's a knight.
Yeah, of course. We break for nights. Absolutely.
We break for nights. The new offices, and he's got some page there. There's a bio and blah, blah, blah. Thanks, John and Adam. Okay, good.
Oh, how nice. I'm going to give him some karma. This will be future lunch karma, because we're going to have some lunch together, Steve.
You've got karma.
Nice. That's nice. I'm glad he was, I think he was kind of freelancing, was difficult. Freelance architecture, I think, is difficult. You're not with a big firm. Oh, and he's LEED certified. Hey, LEED.
LEED, L-E-D-E, or
L-E-E-D?
L-E-E-D?
Yeah, that's that bull crap where you build a garden on the roof and then you have a restaurant in the building and you can eat.
That's all. Enough said.
You can eat the roof.
Mold in the walls, mushrooms growing everywhere.
We need to look into that again, because this LEED certification thing is I'll have lunch with him and I'll get the lowdown.
Yeah, get the story.
It's for building green.
Yeah, it's building.
But these days, if you don't have a LEED certification, you can't get work. Everybody wants to have a LEED certification on their building. I'm sure there's no doubt there's all kinds of subsidies and things.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have to, this is a rabbit hole. I have to go in. The U.S. Green Building Council, LEED.
So we have Anonymous coming in who's actually gave us 2 donations for some reason.
I'm sorry. I just, LEED. It's an acronym. Ready?
Okay.
Leadership in Energy Environmental Design.
What kind of a certification is that? Your leadership.
Your leadership in energy and environmental design. There's a LEED digital marketing brochure.
Yeah, the guy making the money is the guy who came up with the idea.
I think.
And here's your rubber stamp.
I believe, I'm going to tell you now that I think, you go ahead with the next donation. I'm going to look at search.nashownotes.com. I believe someone uncovered that LEED scam for us a long time ago.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, all right, you go ahead.
All right, here we go. Mr. Anonymous, who came in with 2 donations, totaling first 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is one of my favorites, and then 100. So we'd give him credit for 6, 7, 8, 9.
Nice.
Or no, 6, 5, 6, 6, 7. Forget it. He's got a lot of dough in there. In the morning, the show is, and he's got a little lengthy note, but it's worth reading because it's him, whoever he is.
Yeah.
The show is good to the extreme as always. I try to stay away from most other media, minus No Agenda, books, documentaries, and etc. Cheaters TV show. By the way, I don't know what this is kind of running together. Okay, here he goes. Oh, he's a little discombobulated with his note. Oh. By the way, furries do have sex in their suits.
Oh.
I saw it on Cheaters. My memory is not the best at times, but you don't forget crying, laughing, watching human cats have sex. The Cheaters crew busts in, and it's a group of them, straight pack of people in cat costumes doing sex stuff. One was doggy style, which is why I remember. I believe all or almost all of them had their masks on. Looked like they were in a hotel convention center, whatever. Maybe I'm remembering this all wrong, but it's almost too delicious to believe. I wish I could find it on YouTube. NASA, lately, to Jingles, wonderful too. Needed all Jingle show again. That was great. Hugs, kisses. What would I do without No Agenda? Fuck, not be good. Please make this my last donation of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or something anonymous, please. No name or location. I was with the note about the furries. I was going to email and ask. Well, I went to John's email address and stumbled upon his LinkedIn page. That picture is great. You guys are fucking hilarious. True comedy show. Come to the news, but stay for the comedy. Not really. The animal meat of the show is outstanding to an extreme. Stuff that was always entertaining too, as all the other minor flubs. Thanks for the sanity, laughs, book documentary recommendations. Over the years, priceless too. Learn more with you guys than college. Did he get captured the essence of the note?
I think he did.
Boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka.
Did he just want some jingles to something good?
Well, he wants to jingle the show. He wants that clip show.
Oh, well, that's coming. We'll do this in
Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Can you repeat the question? You're not the boss of me now.
It's almost too delicious to believe, my friend. You've got karma.
I know where that came from.
That was a generous donation.
That's very nice.
Sean Reiser in Woodside, New York, 34567. I think Sean's been in before. He might be in.
Yeah, I think he's Sir Sean. I think so.
Quick thank you for all the hard work you guys do. Thanks to you, I know about selective eating disorder. I'm no longer a picky eater. When someone offers me food I don't care, offers me food that I don't care for, I say, sorry, I'd love some, but I have a condition. That's actually a good thing to say.
I like that.
Sorry, I love some, but I have a condition. And leave it be. Can I have some WTC7? Bomb them, boom shakalaka karma.
Okay, WTC7, bomb them, boom shakalaka karma. I think I can give you that. Yeah.
WTC7 won't go away.
We need to kill them. We need to kill them. Bomb them. Bomb them, and bomb them again.
Bingo, boom, boom, chakalaka, boom, 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 chakalaka, boom, boom.
Amen. Fist bump. You've got karma.
Tight!
Can you make a note to play the long version of the boom shot of the bomb them again clip?
End of show clip? Yeah, I'm going to do it right now.
It's just great.
Yeah,
Ray. Sean Reiser I'm sorry, it was Sean already. In Woodside, New York.
Okay. So.
Riley Kimball in Santan Valley, Arizona, 23456. Gary Kimball, retired lumberjack and professional bass fisherman, accounting. He's up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, more than half my way to knighthood.
Mm-hmm.
Leslie Cook comes in with the same amount, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in Danbury, Connecticut. Just sending my cash. I had to douchebag check myself. I've got to be the biggest D-bag listener you have. I've been listening since the Pipeline episodes and have never donated. If you can see it in your hearts, please de-douche me.
Mm-hmm. I'll do that right
now. If it's not too much trouble.
Yeah, hold on. It's not a lot of trouble.
You've been de-douched.
Okay, de-douched.
And would like all-purpose karma and a resist we much.
Resist we much. Okay, let's start with this, though.
Douchebag check. No, douchebag check. But resist we much. We must and we will much about that be committed.
You've got karma.
There we go.
And she says, keep up the stellar analysis.
We try. Pretty much all you just do is look at everything upside down and you got your answer.
Armando Guerra.
My mail carrier, my former mail carrier.
Your buddy. He's in I didn't know he was in Bee Cave.
It's Bee Cave, Texas, yeah. That's
go out to the Bee Cave Road.
Bee Cave Road.
The Bee Cave Barbecue, which is a big, giant barbecue.
Yep.
And get the brisket. It's the best in Texas. $200. Happy Father's Day, John and Adam. Wish me some karma for Las Vegas next.
Oh, $100 on 22.
You've got karma.
Put it all on 33. That concludes our
broadcast day.
Executive producers and associate executive producers for show, I don't know, what's the number?
732.
And we want to remind people we do have another show coming up next Thursday.
We do.
And that would mean the best bet is to go to noagenda.com, the Dvorak.org.
yeah.
The Dvorak.org/NA and help us out continue our pursuit of the truth.
And these are our real credits. Just like Hollywood. That's why we call them executive producers and associate executive producers. To find out more about our program and what you can receive for your support of the No Agenda Show, which does not include a tote bag or a mug, go to
Dvorak.org/NA.
And of course, we all need you out there doing the work every single day of propagating the formula.
Our formula is this. We go out, we hit people in the mouth.
Squirrel! Shut up, slave!
Shut up, slave!
And I'm remiss. I have not wished you a happy Father's Day, John.
Happy Father's Day to you, Adam Curry.
Happy Father's Day to you, John C. Dvorak. Did you receive anything from any of your children's?
I got a hello, Happy Father's Day.
Email. Skywriting? Oh, email. Really? And it was only in the subject, right? The message contains no content. Was that how it came in?
That would be best. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Christina posted something really nice. You want to hear it?
Sure.
On the Facebooks. And she has a great picture of her. I guess she looks about 11 there.
Maybe on the Facebooks. Why don't you just send it to you personally?
Well, because it's a public showing of affection. She put it on Instagram, and it automatically posts through to all the kids are posting on Instagram, John. This way, I keep up on their. This is what you hear. Oh, I keep up with him by following his Instagram, which is just pictures. It's just pictures. Anyway, you ready for it? It's really beautiful. To the greatest. What?
What?
I'm going to read her note.
No, you said ready for it, and you didn't let me respond.
Okay. Are you ready for it?
Oh. Yes.
To the greatest man I know. Thank you for always reminding me that I am not weird, but special. I am not incurably and infinitely sad, just smart and therefore have the capacity to feel more. You once said you'd rather live your life out of a car and have nothing while still following your dreams than live an empty life with all the money in the world. Thank you for being you and being my dad. Aww.
That's sweet. Can I ask a question now?
It was sweet. Now John is going to ruin it. Go.
What is this dream of yours that you'd live in a car for?
No, that is not the dream. I would be living my dreams, but my dream almost came true. We're very close.
Yeah, you have to live in a car for this dream?
You get
I'm just wondering what you would why you sacrifice your life and live in a car to follow your dreams. For one thing, you got to get gas for the car, or you weren't following anything.
No, you don't have to do that.
You're just going to live in, okay. Well, you're more stolid than I am. I don't even know what that means, actually. Well, I'm more concerned about this.
Wait. Just to finish this off. No, that's not a segue. But I'll end that segment with your downer on the lovely note my daughter sent to me.
Living the mac and cheese life.
Mac and Cheese by Ayn Rand.
There you go. Living the mac and cheese life, I think is what she means.
So I got a bunch of people sent me this thing.
Buzzkill.
The sixth mass extinction on Earth.
Yeah, I got this too. I like it.
This is that guy Paul Ehrlich again.
Wait a minute, who is he?
He's the guy who was in the 70s, wrote the population bomb.
Oh, he's back with, now he's saying, no.
Yeah, same guy.
No.
Yeah, that Stanford professor. All he is money grubber.
Ugh. What is the full, because I saw it come in, let me see, I saw two different, yeah.
I'll just read the subhead. The sixth mass extinction on Earth has officially begun and could threaten humanity's existence. Scientists warn. What scientists?
Well, I have the scientist I have is an eminent Australian scientist, Professor Frank Fenner. And he says humans will be extinct in 100 years. So I believe this is from the
Yeah, if Yellowstone blows up, maybe.
He says climate change is only at its beginning, and that is likely to be the cause of our extinction. Well, yay.
Okay, let's look this jerk up.
Yeah, you look it up, and I'll
should really rethink their choices in life.
So first they were all in a population explosion, and now the population is going to die because of climate change, or is this two different stories that don't coincide?
They're kind of coincident, I think. There he is. He wears red sweaters.
Does he have a mouffant?
He doesn't have enough hair.
Okay.
He's got that CIA white hair.
He says,
he was born in 1914 and died in 2010. He's dead already.
He speaks from the grave.
Yeah, here he is, Frank Fenner. So the guy died in 2010 in Canberra. So now we have an article from 2 days ago in the National Review going on.
This is the Fenner guy died?
Yeah, in 2010.
This is so dumb.
So they're running as what? Something they found in his pocket?
Maybe it was on...
They exhumed the body and they found some notes?
I think they found it on lastrhodesia.com.
All right.
That's a joke. You don't understand.
Org story.
Yeah.
Scientists who helped wipe out smallpox predicts humans will probably be extinct within 100 years because of overpopulation. There we go. There's your Ehrlich guy.
Mm-hmm.
Environmental destruction and climate change. Okay, great.
But he says so Ehrlich says that they did a study which was led by the Woods Hole dudes. The Stanford Woods Institute for the Environment. Hello, Stanford. Dicks. So according to Ehrlich, the study concludes, without any significant doubt, listen to the words, the study shows without any significant doubt that we are now entering the sixth great mass extinction event.
Okay.
I think this is fine. This is just perfect.
We're all gonna die!
And we know that. We're all going to die. Well, Joe Biden did one better than that. I think Joe Biden is funny. And he still...
Yeah, I wish he'd throw his hat into the ring.
I don't know why he does it. He could... I hate to say it, but he could totally throw the dead son card.
Oh yeah, he's got all the cars. He's got a dead wife. He's got 2 dead kids and a dead his original wife. I think he's got a real good story. If you want to feel sorry for the guy,
I mean, how can you lose with 2 dead kids and a dead wife? This is great.
I don't mean to sound callous. I'm sorry. It sounds bad.
Yeah, it does.
I'm sorry.
Well,
because he's not like a happy camper because of this.
Well, you know what? Joe Biden has a message for you, you denier.
And as hard as it is to believe, many of these same people continue to deny the reality of climate change. They also deny gravity.
No, they don't.
Yeah, you do. I heard you deny gravity. What a dick.
But they deny that there's any such thing as climate change. And that's the point is it undermines the safety and security. The safety and security of the United States of America and every community across the country.
Then there's actor William Hurt, Bill Hurt. Has he done anything lately?
William Hurt, yeah. He's got a new big movie coming out.
Oh, he was on the Travis Smiley show.
Yeah, he's got a movie.
Public broadcast. Look up the movie and listen to this question and listen to his answer.
Let me circle back to humans because everybody seems to have an opinion these days on AI, artificial intelligence, and that's some of what this gets into, obviously, and causes us at least to wrestle with or to marinate on when we see the series.
Marinate.
Marinate on.
He says marinate on.
I'm going to marinate you. All right, here we go.
I've seen comments from everybody of late, from Dr. Stephen Hawking to Elon Musk.
Oh, how could I have missed that one?
Did he say Dr. Elon Musk?
No, I think he said Dr. Well, let's play it. Let's roll it back. No, Stephen Hawking. Hold on. I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Hawking to Elon Musk. To others who are concerned about AI. I think Elon Musk, I read a tweet or something where he suggested that we got to be really careful with AI because it could be more dangerous than nukes. Elon Musk point of view. But I'm out for 2 questions. You can take them anywhere you want to take them. One is if you have thoughts about AI, number 1, and number 2, what this series is going to cause us to wrestle with vis-a-vis AI.
Okay. Now,
the series is called Humans. Mm-hmm. It's a British science fiction television series. Mm-hmm. Just debuted on Channel 4.
Elon.
And it's got explores the emotional impact of the blurring of the lines between humans and machines. There's a top. I've never thought of that.
So this
would be a topic for a fiction.
If you are doing this series and you're promoting the series on PBS on a smart show, which apparently Elon watches, what would your answer be to what you were afraid of, if you are, regarding artificial intelligence, which is the topic of your series?
So you asked me what you do to play it. You asked me what I'm afraid of.
No, I'm gonna do better. I'm going to have Travis. You pretend you're William Hurt, and here's Travis Smiley is going to ask you the question.
What this series is going to cause us to wrestle with vis-a-vis AI.
Well, I think there may be an issue with actors' equity and SAG. I'm not sure, but I'm working in England, and it's really confusing.
No, not even close. It's about artificial intelligence. His series about artificial intelligence. What will we be wrestling with? What will we be afraid of? What is the fear of AI, artificial intelligence?
Let's do it again. Come on, let's do it again.
Okay,
I can do it this time. I'll do it right.
Okay. All right, here we go.
I'm out for 2 questions. You can take them anywhere you want to take them. One is if you have thoughts about AI, number 1, and number 2, what this series is going to cause us to wrestle with vis-a-vis AI.
Well, I think when Windows 10 comes out, a lot of this will be resolved, and the computer networking situation is I don't fully understand it, so I haven't got it.
No, that is completely incorrect.
I thought it would be right on the money.
Here is his answer.
I think there's nothing about AI that isn't going to be as important to us as issues as monstrous as global warming.
The science is in. Science.
Wow. That's a lot better than my stupid answers.
And he's promoting
changing the subject.
He's promoting the show about artificial intelligence.
Elon.
And then he just goes straight to I think nothing. Screw that series. I'm using this as a platform to warn people. I'm Bill Hurt, actor.
Well, I think he refers to himself as William. But he was the guy in broadcast news, and I thought that character he played there was just a perfect. It was
outstanding.
It was a great, and I always felt it was kind of him.
Possible.
A good reader.
Yeah, it's possible.
Well, I mean, now this confirms it.
Well, yes. Good readers. Speaking of good readers, one of our best readers is back.
Oh, Brian Williams?
Brian Williams, that's right. Yeah. He's back. He is eating pie, oh so humble.
Eating crow. Yeah. He's not eating pie. He might be eating pie, but I don't think he's eating pie.
And so the way it works is they send him to the farm team over there with
MSNBC
with that lesbian Chris Hayes.
Yes,
and then there's Rachel Maddow, but she is happy. I think she does a great job of welcoming Brian Williams back. It is so crazy that it's like.
Did you see his interview with Lauer?
Yeah, I did. Did you get any clips from that?
No, it wasn't clippable.
Yeah, I had the same. But he's like, well, I'd never said it wrong, and then all of a sudden I had, I don't know, man. I can't believe I did it. I'm really sorry. And Rachel Maddow was very happy, of course, to welcome Brian Williams into the fold at MSNBC.
I am really happy that Brian Williams is coming here to MSNBC.
Yeah,
And that's first.
I'm really happy. Thanks. I was the top dog. Now I got to deal with this douchebag.
Because he has apologized. He's acknowledged what he did. He's apologized for it. And he has been through the most fantastically humbling experience that you can imagine.
No, I think there are more humbling things than a newsreader lying and getting caught. There may be more humbling things. Do you think? Maybe.
I just think I can think of a few. Yeah, it could be bad.
But it gets better.
Since he left Nightly back in February.
Nightly.
We
call it Nightly. It's called, if you're in the biz.
Or in the company.
Say, who's going to take over Nightly? Or is it going to be the same guy doing Nightly? Mm-hmm.
Well, we think Lester Holt. We can go with Lester Holt because he's got nobody's objecting to him, and he's multi-talking, so we'll go with him.
Lester will continue to do Nightly.
Humbling experience that you can imagine since he left Nightly back in February. The fact that he wants to come back on those terms.
You mean being relegated, being, what is the opposite of promoted? Demoted?
Demoted to MSNBC.
Demoted from, he probably had 6 or 7 million viewers on the Nightly.
No, maybe.
No, I think
maybe more.
Probably there. And now, 6 or 7.
Let me take a look.
Just 6 or 7
viewers.
And not slink away, right? The fact that he wants to work from that point. He wants to work his way back into earning people's trust again. I think
so
that's
arrogant.
Yeah.
She's like patronizing.
Exactly the way second chances should work.
Oh, that's how second chances should work. Okay, we'll remind you of that next time you're berating somebody, or Rachel.
That's exactly the way second chances should work. The other reason I'm happy about this is because of what he's going to be doing here. As I understand it, Mr.
He'll be licking my boots, I think is what she's about to say. Hey, Williams, get me coffee.
Williams is going to have a workhorse remit here.
Wait a minute. He's going to have a what?
A workhorse agreement. He's going to have to work his ass off.
I'd rather quit. He can do lots of stuff. He can do a Jerry Springer type show. This guy, he could do so much. No, he's going to have a workhorse agreement.
I understand it. Mr. Williams is going to have a workhorse remit here. Anchoring breaking news events and special news events here on MSNBC.
It's a freelance contract.
And you know what? Despite everything that has happened and come to light over the last few months, Brian Williams has tremendous experience and just sheer capability when it comes to on-air handling of big news and breaking news. And now he will be doing that here. But I believe in redemption. I believe in second chances.
What does it got to do with you?
Well, here he is, Brian.
What high horse is she on? I believe in redemption.
I think she's on his back. He's the working horse agreement. She's riding on him. Threw a saddle on Brian Williams. Here is, I have an example of what he'll be doing. Have you seen him yet with his breaking news segments?
I don't watch MSNBC.
Breaking news segments. He's got a breaking news segment.
And now, back to real
breaking news.
Yes, the beaches are back open. Woohoo!
There you go. Yeah. Brian Williams, MSNBC.
It's not as good when you do the trick.
Well, if you don't send them to me, then what do you mean it's not as good?
I've been backing off. I mean, I'm not going to that thing, that little clip there. It's a good clip.
It's a great clip.
I'm trying to get what the audience is, and it's very hard to find.
But when I do this one, people seem to like it. We're all gonna die. You seem to like that
classic.
one. Classic.
Yeah, I gave that. That one's yours. You can do with what you want. That and the new one I gave you, which is it's amazing or whatever.
No. It's just incredible.
Yeah,
it's just incredible.
The crappy creamy skin.
Yeah.
All right. Let us talk about the storm roof.
Oh yeah, storm roof. But I just want to throw this one factoid out.
Mm-hmm.
NBC Nightly News made $148 million in 2014. That was a news show.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they used to pay the anchor like $12 million, so it seems a little high. But
good times.
What do you think the Today Show brought in? And it's not even number one anymore.
The Today Show on an annual basis, you mean?
Yeah.
I would say
Nightly News 148
million.
Yeah, 148. Yes, 148 million.
I'm going to say. I'm just thinking of how many people on the show. They're probably going to do about 175.
435.
Holy crap! Oh man, almost $500 million.
$500 million. That's not even the top show. It's number 3, I think.
Wow,
that's
a lot of money. Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
That's I can deal with Al Roker. Hey Al, let me tongue kiss you. We're making millions of dollars. Who cares? I'll get up early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So this storm roof. This is about the shooting in the South Carolina church.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I don't like about this. And of course,
can I throw one thing out before you even get into this that I don't like?
Sure.
Rick Perry is the only guy. Now, I'm going to take Rick Perry's side on this, but I'm going to read the Daily Mail headline. Republican hopeful Rick Perry brands Charleston shooting. Now, here's all caps, accident, and says he believes killer Dylan Roof was acting under the influence of drugs. And then they make fun of him. Rick Perry's a big dummy.
Yeah.
But if you look into what he's actually saying is Rick Perry is making the claim that he is on
Suboxone.
Prescription drugs.
Suboxone. Suboxone. Yeah, Suboxone. He was arrested having it.
Which is making people nuts.
Yeah. And that's to treat, was it opiate addiction, I think, the Suboxone?
I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's completely bonkers. Bonkers. Yeah. No, I'm in total agreement that this, of course, the drug.
This is not just this. All these situations that we've been witnessing can all be traced, and they don't want to talk about it because
it's the advertisers. We can't be
the advertisers.
Who makes Suboxone? Let's see who makes it.
If we were doing anything but the No Agenda show, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Correct. Suboxone is made by who makes it? Who makes this stuff, man? Suboxone. Here we go. Let's just take a look at it. Suboxone also. Oh wow. Oh, this is crazy. Look at the Suboxone.com.
Oh, Suboxone.com?
Yeah.
They get their own website?
Well, it's a huge drug.
How do you spell it?
Sierra Uniform Bravo.
Sierra Uniform?
Mm-hmm. Bravo.
Suboxone?
Bravo Oscar X-ray Oscar November Echo. You could also say Subox1. You could say it that way if you wanted.
Got it.
Then it's for opioid dependence. So if he had, he probably got it illegally, but it probably is like methadone, I guess.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a methadone substitute.
Real patient story. What is Suboxone? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a film. Oh, interesting. Suboxone film that's what he had. The orange strips. It's also known as. Let me look at the slang for a second here. The slang Suboxone.
You want someone to help you find a doctor? Call us.
Suboxone.
Free service refers patients to physicians who are qualified per the Drug Addiction Treatment Act of 2000 to treat opioid dependence or FDA-approved medication who have agreed to be in the Reckitt Benckiser Pharmaceuticals, Inc. physician locator.
This falls under stuff like, what was our favorite smoking cessation drug?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Chantix. Yeah, Chantix. So this is...
Don't use it if it makes you crazy.
It's called the orange strips. is what it's called. The orange strips. That's kind of the drug, the street language.
See, this is the scandal that nobody wants to talk about.
Well,
they could jump all over this guy, put him in front of a camera, and then tell him he's an a-hole. Which...
I will guarantee you could put it in the book because it happens with gay and transgendered and gay teens who kill themselves. Most, if not many, many, many of them, a large percentage are on some form of antidepressants. And then when they bring in lawyers, you trace these lawyers back to the pharmaceutical industry.
I'm not going to put this in the book. We've talked about this.
Well, no. Okay. Well, then let us just be aware that the lawyers who will be defending him pro bono will probably be
drug company lawyers.
Because they jump, hey, we'll do pro bono for you. Not a problem. You look at the other clients. So who sells this stuff? Let's just take a look.
Well, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm going to have to go to the wiki page.
Suboxone is Suboxone 1. That's strange. Reckitt.
It's also known as Boo. Let's see, Boo.
Reckitt. These guys are from Reckitt? Wow. Isn't Reckitt, aren't they the guys that do a whole bunch of consumer packaged goods stuff?
It's a database company, I think. Buprenorphine.
No, Suboxone.
Buprenorphine. Buprenorphine.
I should have been studying.
Buprenorphine.
Mm-hmm. I didn't study my journal.
Anaxolone's the same stuff.
Reckitt Benckiser Pharmaceuticals.
Reckitt is the name of the pharmaceutical? Oh,
yeah,
right.
Reckitt. Reckitt Benckiser.
They're owned by somebody else, I'll bet you.
Okay, let's see. They have a cool domain name, rb.com. I bet they paid someone got happy on that. The company has one drug in the top 100 drugs, and that, of course, is Suboxone. They also make Buprex.
In 1969, researchers at Reckitt and Coleman, now Reckitt Benckiser, have spent 10 years attempting to synthesize an opium compound.
Yeah, it's heroin.
with structures substantially more complex than morphine that could retain the desirable actions whilst shedding the undesirable side effects, addiction. So they're trying to come up with that's not going to happen the way the mechanism doesn't allow for that. Anyway, Reckitt found success when researchers synthesized RX-6029, which had showed success in reducing dependence in test animals. RX-6029 was named Buprenorphine, and began trials on humans in 1971. It's old. 1978, buprenorphine was first launched in the UK as an injection to treat severe pain, with sublingual formulation released in 82. In the United States, with Naxolone, which is similar, were approved for opioid addiction. It was Scheduled 3 drug.
So the kid just looks super high. I mean, he looks crazy ass high.
Yeah, he does.
Did you see this? I have a number of clips about this. I felt... Well, one, we have mainstream just turning this into all kinds of things.
Well, so let me just read this last little piece of information for the public.
All right.
In recent years, buprenorphine has been introduced in most European countries as a transdermal formulation marketed as Trans-Tech. That's the stuff that goes on your, it's a little patch.
Yes. Yeah. It's a patch. And it should be used as part of a complete treatment plan to include counseling and psychosocial support. So if you're taking this without a prescription, you can probably go wiggy, as we used to say. Now, a lot of people came out. A lot of things this was immediately related to hate, of course. Immediately, right away, hate. It's just hate. It's hate. But our good boy, FBI Director James Comey, brand new FBI Director, former bankster, HSBC, the money launderers, he came in and he said, he made sure of one thing.
I wouldn't, because of the way...
It's not terrorism. That's what he's talking about. Is it terrorism, Mr. Comey?
I wouldn't, because of the way we define terrorism under the law. Right? Terrorism is an act of violence done or threatened in order to try to influence a public body or the citizenry. So it's more of a political act. And again, based on what I know so far, I don't see it as a political act.
Wait a minute. What about the manifesto? His manifesto was 100% political.
Have you read the manifesto?
I sure have. I have a copy of it in the show notes. And very disturbing, this manifesto.
Is it?
Yes.
I have not read it.
Okay. First, let me give you a little clip of some...
Well, see, this is the... Okay, well, you can stop right now for one thing. And your criticism of Comey is uncalled for. The FBI was not involved in this. Normally, they set these things up themselves, and they let them play out according to their script. This guy wasn't apparently on the payroll. He wasn't on the script.
I'm not saying he was. I'm not saying he was.
No, I know you're not saying that, but then you're blaming poor Comey. Comey can't go along with these freelancers.
I'm not blaming Comey.
Okay.
You're jumping the gun.
Huh?
No, I'm not blaming Comey. What I'm saying is Comey says this was not... He knew about the manifesto.
Well, yeah, well, then Comey's lying.
Well, no, he's just incorrect. And I was only using the short clip, John, as a transition.
It was a segue.
Yes, as a transition to say it most certainly was a political statement. If you believe the manifesto was really written by him, I, of course, have reasons to believe it was not. CNN is also couching their opinions on the validity of said manifesto.
What does this manifesto say? Well, Poppy, it says what you would expect from someone who did what authorities say he did. And again, I want to clarify, the author of this manifesto, we have not been able to authenticate that, in fact, it was Dylann Roof. But the website has been registered to Dylann Roof. So
now that is very sketchy. This was registered in February through a Russian registrar. .ru. And the funny thing about this whole sequence is this was discovered by some social media people. Social media sleuths. Social media sleuths. Apparently, Henry Kinkle, at Henry Kinkle, discovered that that there was a website that had been registered, and the website is, of course, lastrhodesian.com. And the website was not on the air. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Twitter sleuth, social media sleuth, E.M. Quangle, paid $49 to, I guess it's unclear. But apparently to see the registration, to open the registration, or to get the domain name. I'm not sure what it is, because the thing was, that's the Russian fee. It's very unclear. Very unclear. And then all of a sudden we have lastrhodesian.com showing up on archive.org, but only one day of capture.
Right.
And that is on the 20th
of this month.
Yeah, about 9 or 10 changes. And so all of a sudden there's a zip file with 100 megabytes of photos. There is, all of them have been, all but one I could find. All of the EXIF data was removed. There's one photo of the kid burning an American flag with a Gold's Gym T-shirt on, and the EXIF data there says it was shot on 2015. Let me see the actual date. Here we go. 5/11/2015, and it was shot with a Kodak EasyShare camera. No GPS data, unfortunately. All the other photos have either been altered, have been altered from their original state for sure. Could also be copies in Picasa or some program like that, which is annoying by itself, that a program completely strips all the data out. So very iffy if this was indeed his website. It certainly wasn't online, and it's kind of, when you have a manifesto of political nature, you kind of want the website to be up. It just doesn't really, catch me.
Usually the manifesto would be done not a week before the event. Sounds like this website was just thrown up at the last minute.
That's what that's what it sounds like. And the manifesto is a file titled RTF88.txt. Now, there's all kinds of little hidden messages in all of this stuff. Actually, it was Brian the Gay Crusader, who's one of our best researchers, who got all over this. I love it when he does these things. And he deduced a number of things. I'll pull it up for you right now. So first of all, this 88 is code. 88 is used by supremacists as Heil Hitler. H being the 8th letter in the alphabet. So you use 88. That means H. Heil Hitler. There were more things. Let's see. What else did he find here? The website has one page. And you can only get to it through archive.org. And the home page, if you will, has a picture, and then it has a photo link, and that takes you to a zip file of photos of him. And the other one is text, and that downloads. That's a direct link to the rft88.txt manifesto. The photo on the website is a photo of Russell Crowe from the movie Romper Stomper. Then it shows, a guy, beat up. Synopsis, Russell Crowe and Daniel Pollack star in this movie are leaders of a racist youth gang who spend their nights attacking Asian immigrants in a rough section of Melbourne. On the run after losing badly in a fight against the new Vietnamese owners of their local pub, the pair hook up with teenage junkie Gabe, Jacqueline McKenzie, who suggests robbing the mansion of her rich and sexually abusive father, but the girl's presence begins to drive a wedge between the longtime friends. Not sure why that image was chosen to be on the homepage. So I told you about the 88. Then we have, in one photo, he is wearing a patch on his T-shirt of the Rhodesian flag, which is anti-apartheid flag.
When I saw the Rhodesian flag patch on his jacket, it looked Photoshopped to me.
I agree. And that is one of these photos that you cannot find any EXIF data from. But just as an interesting side note, Martin Luther King's, so this, there's all this tie into Martin Luther King Jr. that he spoke at this church. He was shot and killed by James Earl Ray. James Earl Ray stated at the time, according to the Book of Knowledge, he considered emigrating to Rhodesia, where a white minority regime had assumed independence from the UK. Of course, Rhodesia now known as Zimbabwe. So the interesting little tie-in with that. Then he has drawings in the sand photo. There's one drawing with the numbers 1488, which stands for, if you believe the code, it's white supremacy. 14 is the 14 words, being, quote, we must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children, end quote. And then back to the HH, that's the Heil Hitler. And then Brian, our gay crusader, says, my gaydar is usually pretty good. He thinks, just as an aside note, he's pretty sure this kid was gay. Don't know what it means, but it's hard to be it's hard to roll with the white supremacists being gay. I think there's a problem. They might not like you. You're ruining whitehood or something. Okay, so it's all these things like, wow, this really ties in beautifully, doesn't it? Just all works out perfectly. So now let us finish CNN's analysis of the manifesto.
At this point, authorities are still trying to figure out if, in fact, Dylann Roof is the author of the manifesto. But if he is, what was said in this manifesto is incredibly hateful. There are statements that were made, disturbing statements, inflammatory statements against blacks and other minorities. And it's a very long manifesto, and I want to go to the end.
It's not very long. It's not very long, you moron. Oh, too long to read and to discuss here.
End of it, because the author talks about the reason for choosing Charleston. This is what it says. I have no choice. I am not in the position to alone go into the ghetto and fight. I chose Charleston because it is most historic city in my state and at one time had the highest ratio of blacks to whites in the country. We have no skinheads, no real KKK, no one doing anything but talking on the internet. Well, someone has to have the bravery to take it to the real world, and I guess that has to be me. Chilling words, Poppy, if in fact it comes out that Dylann Roof was the author of this manifesto.
Okay. So, of course, I read the manifesto, as we like to do here, Best Podcast in the Universe. We actually read the crap that the mainstream media just, so long. Oh, man, I can't believe how long it was. And here's what I found troubling. I'm going to do a little word search here. First, it's pretty well written. There's a couple of spelling mistakes. The word he uses the word lens. He spells Lense for some reason. But here is the thing that we've been talking about just recently that disturbed me. From this point, I'm quoting from the manifesto. From this point, I researched deeper and found out what was happening in Europe. I saw the same thing here. Same things were happening in England and France and in all the other Western European countries. Again, I found myself in disbelief. As an American, we are taught to accept living in the melting pot, and black and other minorities have just as much right to be here as we do, since we are all immigrants. But Europe is the homeland of the white people. Now, on Thursday's show, we talked about this trend of calling white people Europeans.
Yes, that was disturbing.
And here it shows up again, yet just a day or two later.
Yeah.
And, this is a trend we need to keep our eye on, and it shows up in this manifesto he wrote. And now you have to question if he wrote this at all. And there's a couple more. It is far too late. It is far from being too late for America or Europe. No, let's see, Europeans. Then he has a heading, Jews. Funny, you never hear anyone talk about how he hates Jews, but he has a whole paragraph about Jews and Hispanics, East Asians. So to me, it's dubious if he wrote this. And then, who was this? Some news outfit interviewed one of his friends, black kid.
Like, everybody's making him out to be racist, but here I am in front of you today as a black man and telling you I look at him no different today than what I looked at him last week, because he never said anything racist to me, never treated me any different than he treated Justin. That church wasn't his primary target at all. That's why my heart goes out to those.
Now, this is what I don't like about this report. So you say that church was not his primary target at all. Who says that? What kid on the street, what 21-year-old kid talks about primary target? No. I have a problem with this thing.
Said anything racist to me, never treated me any different than he treated Justin. That church wasn't his primary target at all. That's why my heart goes out to those 9 families, because you guys weren't the targets.
What does that mean?
He wanted to shoot that school up, UCA, University of Charleston. It's 3 miles up the street from that church.
He told you he wanted to attack the school.
Yeah, he had no intentions on harming those people in that church.
Can you just tell me more about when he told you this?
We were on our way to the river. It was on a Wednesday because we dropped them off at the lake. So he was like, he's going to shoot the school up. And I was like, what? And he just stopped talking about it. He never said anything else about it. He was just like, they all got 7 days to live. Who knows? How many friends do you have that's killed 9 people within this week? So how do you take it serious?
As close as possible, can you remember what words he used to say what he said?
That I want to shoot the university up, and they all got 7 days to live. And on Wednesday he did it. He shot that church up. I think it all boils down to his childhood. Him and his parents aren't on good terms. Like I said, without the support of your parents, you'll do things that you wouldn't think you do.
When he mentioned the school, did he have a grudge against the school in the past or anything like that?
I don't even know if he knew anybody at the school. Like he had no grudge. He wasn't an angry person.
And he never mentioned the church before either?
Never. Like, I've never heard him say anything racist. I've never heard him say anything about hurting black people, and specifically black people only.
Okay. Void Zero points out to me that primary target is, without doubt, a gaming term. So if the kid was a gamer, which we haven't heard, then so we could be getting the gaming thing crop up again.
That could be.
Yeah. Okay. So the validity of this report, I don't know. It's very different, and I think it's something that needs to be looked into. He said a week before, I'm going to shoot those kids up at the university. Doesn't really jive with his with all of the news in the mainstream. Here's CBS.
This violence, of course, comes at a time of increasing mistrust between blacks and whites.
In a recent CBS News New York Times poll, 61% said race relations in this country were bad. The highest number since the Rodney King riots 23 years ago. But the full picture of hate in this country may actually be more troubling. The FBI reported 5,922 hate crimes in 2013.
Hate crimes, racial hate crimes. NBC.
50 years ago, it seemed racism had met its match, and it did, to a point. A martyr fell, and laws were changed, and some hearts were changed too.
But whatever happened to that affirmation of equality? Perhaps the virus of racism never died. It just lay dormant, only to flare up again in new ways.
A man dies in police custody in Baltimore, pushing people to the streets. In lots of places in our land, there is unease. There is distrust. Aren't all men created equal?
Oh, ABC took it a step further, and they really kicked off something that was on CNN all Saturday long. Everybody has an opinion on the Confederate flag, the pure symbol of racism, except when it was on the General Lee and the Dukes of Hazzard. Then it was cool. But apparently, you're racist. Then it wasn't flying at half-mast. Oh.
Sources were stunned at the cold-blooded and calculated nature of the crime, and there's real concern, the sources say, that this person could act again. Also, George, remember, the new Attorney General, who is African-American, is a daughter of the South and the child of a Baptist minister. This case unfolds as the Southern Poverty Law Center, which tracks hate groups, says these organizations are on the rise, a 30% increase in their numbers since 2000. A disturbing, difficult day, George.
Yes, very disturbing and difficult, and the Confederate flag flies, and we have a new black attorney general, just as black as the old attorney general, but okay, maybe she's targeted, or I don't know why they brought that in. And of course, we had the president with lots of support from the mainstream media regarding this being a gun issue.
It is shocking in every sense, and already authorities are calling it a hate crime. How do you feel about what has happened here? I mean, is there anything that would ever have made you think this could happen in your community?
Yeah, for me, as far as it's a shock. But when you look at America, America has this great love affair with guns, and anybody can get them, whether they're mentally disturbed, whether they're crazy, whether they're part of a hate group. Just give them a gun. Everybody has a gun, and nobody wants to police it or rein it in. And when you have things like this, it would be absurd to think that every church that has a service or a meeting would lock their doors and lock people out. You just can't do that. And so when you look at this country and the direction it's going in, it's just a lot of violence everywhere. It's almost nonstop.
That's right. Just nonstop violence everywhere. People shooting up the streets here in Texas. Oh, wait, that's not true, because everybody actually does have a gun here. And we don't do that because the other guy probably has a gun.
I think this whole thing, and you're showing it more than.
And I'm going to one last point, but yeah, please.
Well, go to your last point, because then I want to tell you what I think, which is still what I thought from the beginning.
Okay. Well, yeah, the drugs. I'm with you on that.
No, not the drugs. That's not what I'm talking. Well, the drugs had something to do with this maniac doing this, but I still believe that this was a political hit on Clemente Pinckney.
Yes.
Who, if you start looking into it,
state senator, anti-gun.
Well, it's not just anti-gun, but he's involved in all sorts of corruption scandals.
This is the first thing we said. Who got killed?
Yeah, and that's all you have to look at, who got killed. And then you got some dumb kid who's an idiot. He's easily manipulable, it seems to me. You could probably get him to do stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, look at his hair. Someone got him to cut his hair like that. You're on drugs with that hair, my friend.
But let's be clear.
Let's be clear. I normally cut everything out of the president, all his pregnant pauses. I did it in all of them except for this first one, where I don't know if this was a prompter flub or like he was supposed to read one sentence. I'm not quite sure. I left the pause in there.
But let's be clear. At some point, we as a country will have to reckon with the fact that this type of mass violence does not happen in other advanced countries.
Oh, okay. So now, what is an advanced country? Is Iran? Isn't Iran an advanced country?
Well, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes, Iran is super advanced.
Any country that has more violence than we do is not an advanced country.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying the rules.
Yeah, that is the rules. And all the knifings that go on in Great Britain? No.
Well, it's not en masse. No. But anyway.
Violence does not happen in other advanced countries.
But that didn't happen in, was it Anders Breivik?
No.
He killed 80 children.
No.
It doesn't happen. It's not
an advanced country.
All of Scandinavia, not an advanced country.
No.
Not at all. No.
There's 2 advanced countries.
It doesn't happen in other places with this kind of frequency.
With this kind of frequency.
There you go.
It's the frequency now.
And it is in our power to do something about it. I say that recognizing the politics in this town foreclose a lot of those avenues right now.
The politics foreclose the avenues. That means we can't do gun control because we like children killing black people in churches. But let's just go one step further. Let's talk to Todd Rutherford. He is a South Carolina state representative, a Democrat. And he lays it out. This became a real meme on CNN.
He hears that because he watches the news and he watches things like Fox News, where they talk about things that they call news, but they're really not. They use that coded language. They use hate speech.
Oh, it's coded language, John. It's Fox News hate speech. It's Fox News.
It's all coded.
It's Fox News. Now, who is the biggest hater of Fox News?
Well, Obama's one of them.
Yeah. Who gave $1 million to Obama?
Oh, Bill Maher.
She said no one, when she was took over as governor, she said she reached out to CEOs across the state to drum up some jobs. She said none of the CEOs, not one of them asked me about the flag. She said, we really kind of fixed all that when you elected the first Indian American female governor. See, this is the point I'm making. They think they fixed all that.
But do you think that the flag, I agree, they should take that flag down. But do you think
that is something I disagree with?
That's why this young man shot up that church? I think it's really...
Well, we can never know why someone snaps, but I bet you I know where he got his news.
Yeah.
Killers!
I would bet money that kid doesn't watch Fox News.
No, of course not.
Have cable.
No. Listen to the crowd.
Oh, the crowd is bloodthirsty.
Yeah, but it's time. We need to take Fox News off the air and wrap it in the Confederate flag and burn it or bomb it. Get rid of it. Jeez. Woohoo! Yeah, Bill. Fuck Fox. Fox News. Killers.
Because we're coming on the show. I looked at your website the last week. It was a lot of stories about black people.
Oh, a lot of stories about black people. You must have a racist website.
A lot of stories. Same with Matt Drudge. I think they present a really...
He's going after everybody now.
...twisted view.
Matt Drudge is just a link site.
Yeah. He links to black news about black people. He hates black people.
A lot of stories about black people.
A lot of stories about black people.
A lot of stories.
It's in your DNA.
A lot of stories. Same with Matt Drudge.
Actually, the guy on the show will set Maher straight, which I like.
I think they present a really twisted view. I'm not surprised this guy thought they're taking over the country. Obviously, he's a warped mind. That goes into it. But I don't think it was video games. And I do think the media is responsible to...
What kid chooses Fox News over video games? No way, Bill Maher.
Well, I think it was...
I think there is...
Woo, yeah, Fox! Killers!
I wouldn't say we should be droning Fox News, but we did drone Anwar al-Awlaki because he inspired people.
Okay, now this is where we get into an interesting area.
This is good. This is another borderline clip of the day you've got here.
But this is fabulous. And
that's drone Fox News.
No, he says, I don't want to, but, hey, and let's be honest about it.
That's coded for, I want to.
Yeah, he wants to drone Fox News.
He is responsible to a degree.
Well, I think it was...
I think there is... I wouldn't say we should be droning Fox News, but we did drone Anwar al-Awlaki because he inspired people.
Isn't that great? So if you inspire people to kill black people, you should be...
Well, he'd be the first guy to kill Jesus, this Maher guy.
That is exactly what this guy says.
He didn't do any terrorist acts. He just inspired.
Let me just challenge you on this real quick. You have talked on shows in the past a lot. I think you did a documentary that was anti-religion.
Right.
This guy goes into a church and shoots up a church. I would not accuse you of inspiring people to act violently because if you're
all of a sudden no one's hooting and hollering. Oh, crap, they got our Messiah. Oh, checkmate on Maher.
Religious rhetoric. That would be wrong of me to do. I think it's inappropriate to
call. But Matt, that's a non sequitur in this case.
They go into
religion
was
not the...
But it's a non sequitur. It's a non sequitur.
Where'd she get with this? Who's that woman?
I don't know. I could look it up. But
she doesn't know what a non sequitur is.
Religion was not the point. The point was he said,
he didn't go to a bowling alley.
An analogy. He wasn't making the point about religion.
Mm-hmm. He didn't go to a rock concert.
He went to a storied black church, probably the most famous black church in South Carolina, if not in the country.
Is this true? Is it the most famous black church in the country?
Not that I know.
And does that mean that white people cannot go into the church? If it's a black church,
it's
a black church and the white kid walks in, you know what I'd be thinking? He's going to kill me. Which is racist by itself.
Birthplace of the African Methodist in this
But wait.
and said, I'm here to kill black people.
And he sat and worshipped with Christian, African-American Christians at an AME church for an hour, and then he killed them. I think it's safe to say religion had something to do with it.
Seriously?
Seriously? You know who that is? That's the presenter. I think she's MSNBC.
Yeah,
And a blockhead black woman.
Yeah,
blockhead. Seriously. Now these conversations by themselves are just turn off your television, people. Turn off your television.
That show is really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unhealthy. It's an unhealthy show.
Yeah, it's very unhealthy. All of this stuff is unhealthy to be watching. All right, wrap it up.
It was a hit job on this state senator by and hypnotized. I don't know what to say.
It's easy. It's
some
easy.
Guy who's been taken aside and
taken drugs,
drugged up, and then told to go do something hypnotically. This is what I would think.
Yeah. So
it's a Manchurian candidate right here. Boom, you got it.
Do we have any? What are some of the things that?
Is there any proof of this? No.
That Pickett. What's his name? Pickney. Yeah. Do we have any? What are some of the things that people might have wanted to kill him over?
Well, let's see. What do we got here?
This would probably be.
Let me just read. Because Pickney was no stranger to the enabling corrupt black bureaucrats and failing government-run school districts. Snuck a bill into the SC General Assembly redrawing district lines in Colton County. Probably got somebody kicked out, gerrymandered some poor guy out of a job. Mm-hmm. In an effort to make it exponentially harder for Williams' opponents to win re-election to the school board this year. Pickney, quote, his naked act of political retribution is the latest example of a troubling trend of corruption in South Carolina. Not to manipulate and abuse budgetary there's money. There's government
big money.
Education funds. Corrupt Palmetto politicians are now going straight to the ballot box, abusing and manipulating the sanctity of the democratic process in an effort to achieve their political ends. Pickney told reporter Drew Tripp, who broke the story for Colton Today, local paper, that he did not make any specific requests to the SC Budget and Control Board, Office of Research and Statistics regarding the manipulated district lines. Staffer at the agency confirmed Pickney's statements, telling the paper the new boundaries, which make short, unexplained jumps across natural boundaries, were not issued at Pickney's request, and that any see, this sort of thing, if it's a political assassination, you don't know if it's because he did something or he didn't do something he should have done. All it was is that he was, I don't see that this guy wasn't the target.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, you got a guy who's got at least accusations, minimally, and then you have some hypnotized, and I hate to, bring it to that, this kind of mind control aspects. But this happens. It's happened. It's been documented. It was documented very thoroughly in the 70s and 80s.
You mean MK Ultra?
Well, MK Ultra is one program.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ones.
It was just a program. There was lots of programs, and they're all doing different things. And they find susceptible people to do this sort of thing. There are a lot of people are trying to figure out what happened with Sirhan Sirhan and Bobby Kennedy, which always seems pretty sketchy, if you ask me.
Right.
And I think that's what this is. The kid goes in there, he sits down. Why would you do that? You sit down for an hour until some code word is said or something happens, and then you start shooting up the place?
Was Charles Pinckney...
Does not sound normal.
Hold on a second. Was Charles Pinckney, and this is real analysis you're hearing here, people. Was Charles Pinckney somehow involved with the university?
Well, I haven't seen that in my reading around.
Let me see.
But federal officials were probing with the county school districts effectively controlled by Pinckney. Looks like they should, and Colton County, I guess this guy's talking about it. So there was something going on.
We will most likely have people.
You'll never find out what it is. We can only suppose.
But just listening through all these different clips, it could very well be, all right, kid, here's your next orange strip. Listen, your primary target. Your primary target is going to be on Wednesday, a week from today, in the University of South Carolina. And then he got a different primary target at the last minute. No, you got to go into the church and just get everybody. You won't be able to tell which black man you're supposed to kill because they're all black. So just go ahead and kill them all. Something like that. And these drugs, when people are on crazy ass drugs, here I got a note from one of our producers who is a firefighter, EMS.
These guys are suggestible.
Very suggestible. Well, listen to this story. So this is the email I got. I'm just going to read it verbatim. Quote, I'm going to murder you. Do you understand me? When I get out of here, I'm going to find you and murder you. End quote. Here's our producer. That was the thanks I got from the shithead asshole doper I pulled out of a wrecked car tonight. Of course, there was a wrestling match happening, and he was thankfully losing, so he was more than a little irritated. He kept trying to spit in my face, but I had seen that coming and bagged his head in a spit hood. Remember, this is a guy saving the guy's life, pulling him out of a car, and he's jacked on drugs. I had seen that coming, bagged his head in a spit hood. It's a mesh so he can see and breathe, but it still lets a fine mist of saliva through. I was only a couple of inches from his face, but that's where I needed to be to leverage his arm and shoulder down to keep him from swinging at me. Close enough to keep him pinned, just far enough not to get my face bitten off. Oh, how I miss the old days, and we could just use a pillowcase over the head. We'd draw a smiley face on it with a Sharpie, and there was no mesh, and a lot like throwing a blanket over a bird cage. It sometimes chilled a motherfucker out, took the piss and vinegar right out. And I really laughed the other day when I saw some dork with a, quote, zombie response vehicle sticker on his truck. I fight zombies all the time. Normally I'd swing back at this guy with the old velvet hammer, Verse said, or some Special K, ketamine. But this shit has escalated pretty fast. I didn't even know what the dude was on. Nobody really seems to care anymore. Apparently the cooks and chemists are altering the street drugs, adapting them, changing them just enough to not be detectable by standard hospital lab tests. Lots of docs aren't even testing these patients anymore because the results typically come back negative. It doesn't really matter as the treatments are mostly toxidrome-based. Treatment in support of the constellation of symptoms, not necessarily a reversal of a particular drug. I'm guessing this is contributing to artificially low reporting on this type of thing. Anyway, it's 0400 hours. I think I'm wound down enough to try and sleep for a couple hours before I go home and do my best to be a good dad and a good husband and have a nice little Saturday. Squirrel! Damn. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. These people trying to save people.
2015.
Trying to save people. They're all jacked up on drugs. Zombies are upon us, people.
I'm going to show my support by donating to No Agenda. Imagine all the people who could do that. Oh, yeah, that'd be fab.
Yeah, on No Agenda in the morning.
I will say I really like the idea of going back to the pillowcase and drawing a smiley face with a Sharpie.
Yeah.
I got a good visual.
So my summary of the whole thing is where there's smoke, there's fire.
Mm-hmm.
Sir Eric Bodenstab, we want to thank him for bringing in $132.54 from Hillside, Illinois. We do have a bunch of Father's Day call-outs. We'll read the ones as we go along here, and then I'm going to go read deeper into the spreadsheet. Because there was a thing that you put your name in there. And if we forget some, we're going to have to do a belated Father's Day on the next show. We can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a Father's Day for Sir Eric. He doesn't really have anybody to call out. Okay, well... but Sir Eric's father, okay. Dame Sam Menner, 12345 in Box Hill South, Victoria. She has a douchebag call out for Fast Eddie.
Douchebag.
Sir Craig in Chicago, Illinois, $123.33. Thomas Butterick of Dayton, Ohio, Sir Ladyfingers. No dad there. We didn't actually get a lot of dad call-outs. I'm actually kind of surprised. David Good in Flower Mound, Texas, 7890. And a call-out to Douglas Good. Happy Father's Day. Sir Herb Lamb in Sugar Hill, Georgia, 7320. Happy Father's Day to us. Sir D.H. Slammer, 6969. A happy birthday to Dame Bang Bang, wink, wink. and a Swazelnuff, wink, wink. Michelle Robb in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, 6969. And
there's a Father's Day.
Yeah, I'm going to read Abigail. Abigail, who's 9 months old, would like to wish Daddy a happy first Father's Day.
Aww.
Big fan of the show. Not the kid, but the dad. Maybe the kid. James Cates in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Another 6969. No Father's Day there. James Durant in San Diego, California, 6021. Happy Father's Day to the Godfathers of Us. Again, we get another Father's Day.
Yeah, we were hoping you would do it for your own dads, but I'll take it. I like it.
Yeah, we'll take it. We can always use the vibe. Aaron Lawrence in Kokomo, Indiana. Scott Checkeye in Harvick, Pennsylvania. Sir Jason Hoffman, and that was 5878 and 5555 double nickels on the double nickels. Sir Jason Hoffman in Rosamond, California, double nickles on the dime. Call out Dad Kip Hoffman from Milwaukee. Wish him a happy Father's Day. He says he hasn't donated for a while, but as Adam knows, immigration fees are no joke.
Oh, yeah. It's going to cost you, immigration per person, about $5,000, of which half is fees to the U.S. government Department of Homeland Security.
Oh. So Dame Bang Bang. Happy Father's Day for Sir D.H. Slammer, $50.33. Anonymous. Fairfield, Connecticut. Mom something. I can't figure out what Anonymous is saying. Jane Middleton, and these are $50 donors. Jane Middleton in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. First-time father Mike Malaro.
That's from Mike and Jane from the Pittsburgh.
Oh, Mike and Jane. Mike
Felix,
and Jane Felix Bell is star child.
Yeah, she's Felix Bell, star child.
Sarah Langhofer Thon.
All the star children live in Pittsburgh.
In Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada, wants to mention her husband, David Thon, pronounced Dave Van Thone. And he loves the podcast, so she donated on his behalf. Steve Winslow in Bristol, Avon, UK, 50. Laura Murphy in Tampa, Florida. And we have a Eric Hoover birthday coming up. Diana Carruthers in Tumwater, Washington, 50. Sir David Trotsky in Romeoville, Illinois, 50. Sir Mark Tanner over here in Whittier, California, and Benjamin Smith, all 50 in Oakland. So we go down the list now to see if there's any call-outs for Happy Father's Day, and we do have a few. Lauren Smith, Happy Father's Day donation for Sir Kristan. How do you pronounce that? That was a way of doing that. Kwistan of Lincolnshire.
I don't remember.
Happy birthday. Happy great day, Dad. James Niemeyer to Don Niemeyer, another great dad. He says he was a great dad who didn't kill us kids on cross-country car trips. I think it's a good thing. Win. We have Garrett Ivester. I want to say happy Father's Day to his dad, Stu Ivester. And as we go down to the $11 donors, I said everyone who wanted to get in on this, they could do it. I'm surprised more didn't. John Storn in Hewitt, Texas. Dad goes by Moon. Happy Father's Day to both of us and you as well, which means Adam and myself.
Thank you.
Let's see. When is is this a call out from James Ellsworth? I don't think so. Here we go. Robert Vogel to Ralph Vogel. He's 84 in Huntington Beach.
Nice.
A Father's Day donation from Jason Lewis in Georgia. Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to Joe Steffens. And a little girl was just born. Carlos Vasquez. I guess, happy birthday or happy Father's Day to us again. Jeez. And finally, we're getting down to the end. Mark Wasson to Jim Wasson in Aptos, California. Brother, this is yours.
I don't know where you are on the spreadsheet, man.
I'm on line 87.
I don't have line numbers on mine.
Fan Sushian brother. Okay. There's a guy in the UK, is an Indian name, and he wants to say Happy Father's Day to his dad, Raj Thiagara. I think that's how I pronounce it. And now he could become Dutch and just make my life miserable.
It'd be much easier to pronounce the names.
And I think that concludes. Let me go down to the bottom.
I have one. This is from Nicola. Good day, Adam and John. I donated $73.20, which was intended for the Father's Day show, 732, but it was called out during 731. I also sent a note in, hoping that you would it be read on Father's Day. So here it is. This is for Errol of Ajax, Ontario. A Father's Day de-douching from the kids. Dad, happy Father's Day to you and John as well, and keep up the great work. So I'll give a little de-douching there.
You've been de-douched.
I think that's it, right?
Yep, that seems to be it. If there's anybody we left out, which is always a possibility, please let us know in between now and Thursday, and we'll do a make good.
Dvorak.org/NA.
Okay, we have three of them. These are all from yesterday, or were celebrated yesterday. Stephen Myers, of course, he will be knighted in a moment. His birthday was yesterday. Sir D.H. Slammers said happy birthday to Dame Bang Bang, who celebrated her bang and bang yesterday. And Laura Murphy, happy birthday to her fiancé Eric Hoover, also celebrating on the 20th. And we say happy birthday to you and happy Father's Day from the best podcast in the universe.
It's your birthday, yeah.
Note from the back office, new sealing wax is in production. This is for the night rings. When you get a night ring, you get a certificate, which someone tweeted. When people receive these rings, the signet ring within the morning and hit them in the mouth, and it's a beautiful piece. You get some sealing wax with it, red sealing wax, which apparently now Eric is going to produce branded sealing wax. This is nice.
Yeah.
Is he setting up a little company there at the house?
Somebody that brands it somewhere.
Eric has a new company. Hey, yeah, I got a new company. Branded sealing wax. It's all the rage.
You never know.
Yeah. And then we also give you a certificate. Someone poo-pooed our certificate when one of our knights, new knights, tweeted a picture. It says, if you don't know how to spell honor, then you can't give out knighthoods. Because we spell it Honor.
Yeah.
Which is valid.
We're Americans.
Yeah. But then you're not allowed to give out knighthoods. Now, the whole point is we can do whatever we want.
The whole point is it's a rebuke of the British Empire. We never use the U.
Exactly. Screw those people across the oceans. Where's your sword?
We're not in Monarch, so here, let me get it. There you go.
All right. Stephen Myers, step on up, my friend. You, including 1 penny from us, have donated to the best podcast in the universe, the amount of $1,000 or more, and very happy to have lunch with you soon here in Austin and pronounceate thee as Sir Stephen Myers, Knight of the No Agenda Roundtable. For you, my friend, we have hookers and blow, red boys and Chardonnay, cheap wine and chili dogs, raspberry pies and breakfast burritos, pork ribs and pale ale, bad science of perky breasts, malted barley and hops, Dos Equis and Dutch Dominatrix, root beer and Legos, 3 geishas and a bucket of fried chicken, vodka and vanilla bong hits and bourbon, sparkling cider and escorts, and mutton and mead. Go to noagendanation.com/rings. Fill out your info, and Eric will bring that to you right this way. And I think he's probably going to wait with the new shipments for the branded sealing wax. And I guess we
catch on with the hipsters.
Mm-hmm. Because a little dad
funny, became the king of sealing wax.
That would be very funny. Eric the Shill, king of
strangest things.
Stranger things have happened. I got a little Father's Day karma.
He's a Mac Daddy.
There you go.
You've got karma.
Happy Father's Day to all the daddy-os. All the daddy-os. Oh, I got a clip here that was kind of interesting. I think you might like this. Mindy Kaling, and she's an actress. She's promoting a movie. No idea what she's promoting. Don't care. But she's doing it on ABC, the Good Morning shows, with George Stephanopoulos. And this little segment here was just bizarre. Bizarre in the way he said something, bizarre in how she interpreted it, and the silence that, and of course, hilarity that ensued.
The movie really is amazing. My girls were completely engrossed by it when we were watching it, because it really does make you feel like you're inside this 11-year-old girl.
in a profoundly wholesome way.
Wow. All right, you get clip of the day.
Thank you. Yes, I knew it.
Clip of the day.
What an idiot. But she responded to it like, what the hell did he just... What did he just
say? That is the worst.
Yeah. Oh, man. Funny.
I have something then.
Oh, are you competing? You can't trump that.
That's what we do on this show.
Oh, okay. That's pretty much all we're doing. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Regarding South Carolina, we always look at these things. It's kind of standard practice when we have, because as you know, it only happens in this advanced country where we have this frequency of mass shootings. Only in this country. Then you go to the Department of Homeland Security website, and you just they have a whole. Let me see, what is the name of this website? Yeah, they have the Active Shooter Threat Instructor Program, training program. It's part of FLETC, the Federal Law Enforcement Training Centers. They have a pretty big one there in.
Yeah, we should have mentioned this.
They have a pretty big one there in South Carolina, and they had an ASTITP, Active Shooter Threat Instructor Training Program, scheduled for June 15th through the 19th. So, it's always just these little coincidences.
Yeah, it's astonishing.
It is. It always, maybe there's just training going on all the time, but it's always coincidental when that happens. All right.
Well, so I'm watching the deterioration of some of the daytime shows, and I think a lot of it has to do with The Real, which has this...
that's like The View, only different?
It's The View with the black women who are screeching and screaming, and I'd still show I call the Five Skanks or whatever. Which is appropriate if you've seen the show.
Five Skanks.
Which
would be a great show on Bravo.
I think it'd be a great show.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, welcome to Five Skanks.
So The View's got this new woman. Her name is Raven something. I can't pronounce her name, but
Raven?
It's Just So I'm So Raven. Remember that TV show?
Wait
So
a minute.
Raven.
Yeah, I think I have. Yes, I have a clip of it.
Straight from Reseda, here she is, Raven. Give it up.
There you go.
Nice coincidence.
Yes.
So let's see. We got a clip here about this. Where is it?
I believe she's gay.
Okay. This is so Hillary Duff comes on.
Oh,
now Hillary Duff, who has done an album for 8 years, she does a lot of acting. She comes on and she is a wreck. She's got the vocal fry and they're up talking left and right. And the show, The View, has deteriorated to such an extreme that
now, was it the Five or The View? What?
This is The View. I'm just saying that they see The Real as the other show, The Real. And they see that it's getting a lot of market share, and it's just a bunch of these women that are just acting, I don't know, like they're nuts. And so they got to up the ante on this one. So this is what the show sounds like now. Play the clip, Hillary Duff on The View.
Okay.
Please welcome Hillary Duff. Woo! Wow. Hello. You just walked out to your new single. It's fire, sweetie. It's fire. So on a website.
Oops. Fire, sweetie. It's fire. So nice fry in there, man. Nice fry.
A lot of fry, a lot of talking. They got the whole thing going on. Now, this is the second clip. This is Hillary Duff. She apparently, they get into a discussion. She supposedly, I think she's investigating in the company, but she's supposedly on Tinder dating
Hillary Duff. Hillary Duff is on Tinder.
That's what it says. Well, let's play it.
On a website.
Wouldn't that be wonderful? That was my website. I created it.
That would be genius. That would be genius. Tinder. She's on Tinder, you guys. And going on dates. Why? You really on Tinder?
Are you seriously on Tinder? Oh, my gosh.
Why are you on Tinder?
If you have ever sat with one of your single girlfriends that has Tinder, it is the most entertaining thing you can do. It's hilarious. You laugh. And I never took it seriously. And so many people I know were like meeting people, becoming married from Tinder. And it's crazy. It's just, there's always been such a stigma to online dating. And, I'm too busy right now to be.
It goes on and on. This is the level of conversation. They used to actually talk about current events, and now it's like Hillary Duff on Tinder and getting married.
Tinder.
In the morning, this is Sir Jeff Smith saying, say no to Vocal Fry. The more you know in the morning.
Please say no to Vocal Fry.
Now, there's another show that the Food Network wasn't bad enough. And I know my pet peeve about the Food Network and its offshoot, the Cooking Network, is that it was Emeril Lagasse who made the Food Network work in the first place, and they got rid of him. Bam! And they got rid of him, and they won't put him on the other show. So they bring in all these lame people that can't cook. Now, one of them, coincidentally, where we talked about The View and The Real, is this woman, Tina, or what is her name?
Tia? Tia what?
Tia Mowry. She is this absolute dead ringer twin, identical twin to the woman on the Real. It's very funny when you see her. It's
Tia Mowry, you said?
Yeah, Tia Mowry, M-O-W-R. She can't cook. And so she's got a cooking show, of course. Now, she claims to be this great cook, but when you watch her... But by the way, you can tell if someone can cook when they're on television, if they can't cook. When you have a skillet filled with mushrooms and you're talking about browning them on both sides, and you have a wooden spoon and you're kind of touching the mushrooms, like tapping them.
That's not how you cook mushrooms.
Move them like a quarter of an inch, and then you tap some other one. You tap, and you're just afraid to go in there and do anything. That indicates to me that you can't cook.
Well, how, and John, Chef Dvorak, how does one cook saute mushrooms in the official manner?
Well, what you do is you have a saute pan, and then you get the mushrooms going, and you flip them.
Flip them, yeah.
And if you can't flip, then you get a spatula and you flip them over and you do it aggressively. You don't touch.
What was what dish was she cooking?
She was cooking. Okay, okay. The clip of this is all the people raving about this dish she cooked, which was the following: some sautéed mushrooms with quinoa, like a scoop of quinoa. Sautéed mushrooms, a scoop of quinoa, some kale chips.
Whoa, nice.
Crunch it over this, and then an egg that was slow cooked on one side, and it looks raw to me.
A sous vide egg, nice.
And that's all in a bowl. And so now she's going to have her two girlfriends come over, and they're going to do.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute. She had an egg in there?
Yeah.
She's vegan. How could she have an egg if she's vegan?
I didn't say she was vegan.
It says right here on their Wikipedia page. Her New Year's resolution, she became a vegan.
Tia Mowry?
Yep.
Not the sister?
The sister. No, this is Tia Mowry on her Wikipedia page.
She's a vegan and she has an egg?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, that's not right.
Lies!
Lies, I tell you. So here's what so what passes for entertainment on a cooking show, instead of watching someone who actually can cook.
I just want to pause for a moment. This is what I love about the No Agenda show. You know, we can go from analyzing drug killers to, banking to, vegans who are lying.
Yeah, that's pretty much the truth. All right, hit it.
Some Parmesan cheese.
Speaking to my heart.
There you go, Natasha.
Because I'm from the South, I will share first. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay,
so
I'm about to join you, ladies.
All right, the big moment.
Ready? Let's dig in. Woo! Try to get everything together.
I know, the perfect bite.
Yes.
Let's try. Here we go. Oh my God. Yeah, it's so good.
You like it?
Yes.
Oh my God, that is amazing!
Woo!
Unbelievable.
My goodness.
This is the whole show.
Man. No, man.
I love bugs!
Tastes like poop.
Have more kale. 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 Have more kale.
You will
have more
obey.
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 kale.
There you go.
Have more kale.
Nice, John. Good little cooking segment here.
Yes.
Well, while we're at it, then, do you want to do a little cooking segment?
Sure.
But I asked you, and we said we would talk about it on the show. I asked you after Thursday's show, what is the best way to prepare seared tuna? And we came up with a recipe together. I wanted to add in some mango and, a little stuff on there. And but really,
I nixed the mango, didn't I?
No, you liked the mango. You thought that could be good. No, I was going to add something else. Can't remember. We nixed it, so I forgot. What is the true way to do? What do we need, and how do we sear tuna properly so we don't die from E. coli? But also make it tasty. You want to get the
definitely, if you want to sear the tuna and keep it so it's kind of like raw in the middle. First of all, don't cook this undercooked tuna dish unless you're using sashimi tuna from a guy who knows what he's doing, a Japanese place. So you get the right cut and all the rest of it. You get a nice thick piece. I don't know, inch and a half, whatever. Inch, I guess. You just take and do what I always recommend for these things, which is get a pan. Get it just hot.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Don't we have to put peanut oil in there or sesame seed oil?
That's, I think, was the point that we wanted to discuss. Now, peanut oil, which has a strong flavor, if it's the good Chinese peanut oil you would make Chinese food with, it's too flavorful for this dish. It would taint the tuna. You want a neutral oil, which with a high smoke point, which would be either like a Planters peanut oil, which has no stun.
Okay, so this is why
from anything.
So I understand the reason for different oil than just say olive oil is because of its smoke point.
Right, you wanted a high smoke point, which Saffola oil. You can look this up, by the way. Oil smoke points. Now there are some olive oils if they don't have any. It depends on how they were filtered. They were completely filtered, like millipede. What causes the smoke in most oils is the pieces of seed. It catches on, starts smoking.
So can I just
fried butter?
Can I do the next part then? Because this part I know of how to prepare.
Okay.
Yeah. So you put the oil in. And you turn it up high, and you want this thing hot. You want it so hot, you want it smoking. Like the smoke detector's almost going off. Like, oh man, the smoke, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then
you put the tuna in there on one side of the pan so you can just sear the crap out of it.
What are we using for tools?
I use tongs.
Tongs, okay, good tongs.
And I put it on one side, just get it so it's seared on one side. It's going to take not that long. I would check. And then flip it over to the other side of the pan that's still super hot. The temperature hasn't dropped because of the tuna. And then sear it on that side. And then
How long?
30 seconds to a minute, maybe, if you really want to get it nice and dark.
Okay.
And then touch the sides so it's all like... So
you pick it up with your tongs on the front and the top and the bottom, and then you do the sides?
Yeah, then you grab the thing and then you do the sides, so all the sides are seared enough so that.
Now, do we put any salt on this before we do this, or pepper, or any other?
You can put salt on it. Pepper might get acrid if you use it at these temperatures.
Okay,
it's always a risk with pepper.
Yes,
if it gets too hot,
I hate it when that happens with pepper.
It will get acrid. Yeah. It's another reason you want to. Another thing cooks need to avoid very carefully is a lemon seed. Do not get a lemon seed in anything you ever cook.
What happens?
It will ruin whatever it is. It just ruins it.
So if I were invited on The View, which probably would never happen, but I would be in this cooking segment, and I'd just like I'd have one in my mouth. Like, oh, looks really nice. I'd just spit the lemon seed right in.
To ruin the dish?
To ruin the dish, yeah.
Yeah. If people don't believe this, you can take a lemon seed and cook it in some oil, and then cook something with that oil, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It also, if it boils, it's just
okay. So we've done this, and now it's seared. It's good. We've had salt, nothing else.
You can put some pepper on it after the fact.
Now, what do I not want to make some other flavoring? We just want the flavor of the sushi, the tuna, the sushatuni, sashimi.
I was thinking with the way you were doing it that you can put some soy sauce over it and your little salad.
But I was going to saute baby spinach leaves.
Yeah, that would be nice. That's actually good with soy sauce. And get a light Japanese style soy sauce, and put it, spread a little bit, or put the tuna on a pool of it, which would be kind of cool. And then I would also put some wasabi on the dish and make it
wasabi. Nice. Yeah. And should we show this? So I want to put some mango around there, maybe with the baby sauteed baby spinach leaves, just for some little more complexity.
I thought you had something else besides mango you were going to use.
Yeah, well, you shot me down.
No, I thought I was shooting you down about the mango. I mean, I think mango would work. I just don't. I'm not.
I think you were against the balsamic vinegar on the mango.
Oh, right. You were going to use balsamic vinegar, and I thought that might be a little much.
Well, great. Bon appetit, everyone. Another cooking tip.
Oh, Tim, we didn't say anything.
Well, it was better than that stupid vegan view thing. Woo! Amazing! Oh my God, yeah, it tastes so good.
Here's a clip.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what set him off, but you can tell he's a little annoyed by a specific word. This is Dempsey.
This is the leprechaun known as Dempsey.
Giving testimony.
Former. Does he still wear his uniform?
Yeah, he's still in business. I think they haven't bumped him yet.
I would not recommend that we put U.S. forces in harm's way simply to stiffen the spine of local forces. If their spine is not stiffened by the threat of ISIL on their way of life, nothing we do is going to stiffen their spine.
Yeah, and if your spine is stiff, do you then have a stiffy? I mean, what is
stiffing?
Stiffy. No, okay. My favorite candidate, I received a lot of hate mail. Hate crimes, I call them. Hate crimes against me, against humanity. People tell me they're going to rip my head off and urinate down my neck.
Who said this?
Oh, emails. Yeah,
about
tweets.
What? What'd you say?
That I said Donald Trump would be my guy for president.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because he's
I have
entertaining.
2 Donald Trump clips here just to show you.
Why don't you do your clips and then I'll do mine?
All right, first of all, I want to use this one clip to prove that Donald Trump agrees with me on the unemployment rate. Play the Trump on unemployment.
But think of it, GDP below zero, horrible labor participation rate, and our real unemployment is anywhere from 18 to 20%. Don't believe the 5.6. Don't believe it. That's right. A lot of people up there can't get jobs. They can't get jobs because there are no jobs.
Yeah. Go DT.
So he nailed that. Now this this other clip, which is Trump in the new word. He's got a new word.
Nice.
And this I don't have. I'm telling you, he said this twice. The second time I caught it, the first time I let it go, and I should have gone back and found it again to prove he did it. He's saying this word a lot. But tell me if you can spot the word.
A very good thing. But Obamacare kicks in 2016. Really big league. It is going to be amazingly destructive. Doctors are quitting. I have a friend who's a doctor, and he said to me the other day, Donald, I never saw anything like it. I have more accountants than I have nurses.
Did he say big league?
Yeah. He said that twice. He said it once earlier.
But he's using it as a noun.
It's bigly.
He said big. I thought he said big league.
Oh, maybe he's saying.
Let's listen again.
League.
I thought he said big league, like it's big leagues. It's the majors, big league.
A very good thing. But Obamacare kicks in 2016. Really big league.
I think it's saying either big leg, which I.
It's not like big leg.
Let's call it big leg then. I like big league.
Let me finish this little segue then.
Okay.
Because I don't know what.
Let's just agree from now on we use bigly as a word.
Bigly.
Whether he said it or not, it's a good word.
I like bigly.
Bigly.
So let's discuss him as a candidate on the NewsHour. No, wait. Let's have a meeting and marginalize him on the NewsHour as best we can. In fact, let's try to not even say his name if we can get away with it. And let's just hope to God this guy goes away.
The other fellow was, Donald Trump. Donald Trump. If he had took the first person singular pronoun out of his announcement, it would have lasted about 4 minutes. I mean, it was a great testimony to the unimportance of humility in national politics.
I don't think he's going to get any air. I think the field is so rich that he's going to be squeezed out. I think he'll just be a sideshow and barely noticed, except for on a really slow news day.
That was it, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's interesting you bring that up. I have 2 clips. One is this is Chuck Todd, and he's going to marginalize DT.
In just 24 hours, Donald Trump has generated more Facebook buzz than any other Republican. He's gotten into a spat with a New York tabloid. And singer Neil Young fired back at Trump, saying he wasn't authorized to use "Rockin' in the Free World" during his announcement.
What an a-hole!
Made it clear he has no intention of abiding by Ronald Reagan's 11th commandment. He will speak ill of other Republicans.
I think Bush is an unhappy person. I don't think he has any energy. And I don't see how he can win.
Though Republican candidates don't want him taking their spot on the debate stage, none of them are eager to confront him. NBC's latest poll shows 3/4 of Republicans say they won't support him. But he is channeling the anger of a loud minority in the Republican Party.
I like the fact that he has a plan.
In 2012, the Obama campaign believed Trump turned off swing voters.
When we had a photo of Mitt Romney coming down an airport staircase with the Trump plane in the background, and it was the perfect backdrop.
Going into 2016, Dems are licking their chops at that backdrop again.
Yeah, well, I think the Dems should be careful what they're licking. And this was a very good piece on Morning Joe. This is the show with former, is he Republican?
Joe Scarborough?
Yeah.
I think it was Republican.
And Mika, a New World Order child of Brzezinski, Mika Brzezinski. And they got their whole round table there. And it was an incredibly fair and I'd say somewhat complimentary segment on Donald Trump as candidate.
I think the commentary that calls him a joke is nuts. He is saying the things that millions of Americans shout at their television sets every night. He's saying it with authenticity. He is a cultural icon in this country. There's 350 million of our fellow Americans out there. He's a unique person. He's been in the public stage for 4 decades now, since the 1980s. He has a very successful television show. He is a master showman. And there is a strain of populism that is ascendant in the Republican Party. And you hear Donald Trump talk about these issues, they're going to resonate with large sections of the Republican base. And when we look forward to these debates, let's say Marco Rubio is answering a question. Who are the people watching the debate going to want to hear from in the next question? They're going to want to hear from Scott Walker, or are they going to want to hear an answer from Donald Trump? He is endlessly entertaining, endlessly fascinating, and he has the potential to be very impactful in this race.
Let me tell you how he's dangerous also. And again, everybody can say what they want to say, but if he focuses, and he does well, he can get a percentage that in a 20-person field that makes a difference. But this is how he's dangerous. Yeah. This is how he's dangerous, and it hasn't been reported here. And we're not picking on George Stephanopoulos, but this is how he's dangerous to other candidates. He doesn't play by the rules. When he's on a debate stage and he turns to Scott Walker or Marco Rubio or Jeb Bush and hits them not with something mean-spirited, but searing and truthful that nobody else in polite political society would say, it can shape a race. And so all these people saying that he's going to have no impact, they don't get it.
And who is the candidate on the debate stage that's going to be able to take him mano a mano?
He's fearless. The elite opinion about him is that he's a clown and a joke. A lot of things he says don't withstand scrutiny. A lot of things that if you fact check these claims he makes are not true. But you point out correctly, he doesn't play by the rules, and he's not afraid of anybody. And that makes him really dangerous. He is a human IED.
I think the point about Donald Trump is this. In a field where there's 15, 16 candidates, you have an iconic cultural figure who's running for president with vast amounts of wealth, who is completely fearless, who on all of these issues that he is talking about, there is resonance with them with huge swaths of Republican voters in these early primary states. And so when Donald Trump goes out there at a time where trust is completely collapsed in every institution in this country, and he says, hey, I'm going to fight for you, the regular guy. I'm going to fight for you, regular Americans out there that are struggling, that are getting sold short by the political class in the country. It's a powerful message. and he can be very impactful.
Everybody talks about Trump being a joke, and he says a lot of things, obviously, that are crazy. But you don't become a billionaire. You don't become one of the top developers in New York City. You don't have one of the best-selling business books of all time. You don't have one of the most successful TV shows of the past decade. You don't graduate and you're the top of your class at Wharton, if not the top of your class at Wharton, all by mistake. So all I will say is right now at the beginning of this campaign, people who think he's a joke and a fool need to be careful, because by the end of the campaign, the joke may be on them.
There you go. MSNBC.
A little long. So people are upset with you for supporting Trump?
Yeah, you know what it is? He has all those billions of dollars. Why can't he fix his hair? Like, well, it's a staple. It's a staple.
Yeah, it's a staple.
And these are people who, it slips in, They're like, oh, Trump, it's crazy hair. I like the guy, but I think he's entertaining. He's not dumb. And he speaks truth to power, John.
The thing that would be interesting, it would break the bank of the budget of the Secret Service. Have you seen his family?
Yeah, he got a lot of wives.
Well, he's got like a lot of kids from those lot of wives.
Well, that's what you do.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot.
Yeah, it tells you something.
Good-looking people, generally. I think there's one homely kid in there.
Yeah, well, that was the adopted one.
Woo. No, I think it's possible. This is a long shot, because my thesis is, of course, you have to have a female Democrat in for this next election.
Right.
And I still stick with Elizabeth Warren.
Okay.
Because you want the economy is going to collapse. And then you get a Republican in, and it's always a Republican that shows up. Reagan showed up in 1976.
Yeah.
And they were trying, there was a big movement to get him to, and he was running for president in 76, and then he got marginalized in the dumb actor, screw him, and all the rest. And then he got in 80, and this could happen with Trump. Trump could be the 1980 guy.
So he would be after Hillary, her one term.
The one whoever comes in next is one term, because of the economy will collapse. It just has to. And it'll be very similar to the 1857 crash, which was the first official depression the country's ever gone through, and it was just a mess. The books were written. It's the first time books were written about the economy. They were sold, the Depression of 1857 is the title of one of them. And it's still around. I mean, you just not like reprinted recently, but you can find it in certain libraries that keep their old books. This is what's going to happen, and you're going to end up with somebody in 2020. It could be Trump. I thought it was going to be Scott Walker, because he's I think the only real talent that's in there, even though he's seen as a union buster.
So to put it into terms and perspective, Hillary wins one term, then it's Trump for 3 terms.
No, not 3. No, it's 3. That's not happening.
We'll love him so much, we'll keep him in. The New World Order will want to keep him in.
And he'll be considered, because that cycle matches with Reagan and Roosevelt and FDR and Lincoln and Teddy Roosevelt and George Washington. Those that, if you go on the cycle, which is every 40 years, the guy who gets president at that moment becomes always seen as a great president. And it's right on. It's like clockwork. And the president before them, like Herbert Hoover, Jimmy Carter, all these guys, they're always seen as losers. And this is what's going to happen. Whoever wins in 2016 is going to fall into that category.
You heard it here first on the best podcast in the universe. And with that, we conclude our broadcast day. People all across Gitmo Nation, thanks for listening, friends. Keep your hand in your pants and reach for the stars. And I am coming to you from FEMA Region 6 in the Crackpot Condo, downtown Austin, Tejas. Yes, we are the capital of the Drone Star State. To you all, I say, in the morning, I'm Adam Curry.
And from the Buzzkill Bunker, or the Buzzkill Hill, that's it, in northern Silicon Valley, I'm John C. Dvorak.
We will return here on Thursday. Please remember us at Dvorak.org/NA, where we can really use all the help you can muster up, including propagating the formula. Until then, in the morning, everybody, we'll be back here Thursday on No Agenda.
come. May science give us the courage to do what we must.
We need to kill them. We need to kill them. Bomb them. Bomb them. Bomb them. And bomb them again, eh?
Amen. Fist bump.
Shut up, slave.
Hey, citizen.
We need to kill them. We need to kill them. Bomb them. Bomb them. And bomb them again, eh? And bomb them again, eh? Bomb them. Bomb them. And bomb them again, eh? And bomb them again, eh? Bomb them. Bomb them. And kill them. Bomb them. Bomb them. Bomb them. And kill them. Bomb them again. Bomb them again. We need to kill them. Bomb them again. Bomb them again. We need to kill them. And bomb them again. It's just incredible.
Hail science!
So you take your hose and you roll that sucker as far in as you can get it, and then some dude behind you is blasting you with his hose.
A couple of guys.
Oh, it gets better.
Yeah, so you're getting blasted, so you can stay cool.
Oh, suck it.
It's really hot.
Fuck yeah.
We're all gonna die!
Adios, mofo.
Elon. The best podcast in the universe.
Amen. Fist bump.
Dvorak.org/NA